Okay, we are live. We are here for the 3-hour special podcast, party, whatever you want to call it. Um, this is just gonna be like us just talking about. Well, for like a little bit, we're gonna talk about what happened in the episode. Okay, I need to mute myself because I can hear myself. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, now that I got that resolved, we're here. We're live. We had just had a pretty interesting episode, but like usual, I just want to go through some things. So, let's just get to this. Yesterday's episode, we had 85 subscribers at the beginning of the episode, and I asked that if we could get to 100 subscribers by the end of this show, I would be giving away a free month of all access. Well, we actually are at 113 or 114 something already. The show before the show even started, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm gonna post the giveaway link. I went ahead a few hours ago and made the link. I'm gonna post it in the chat now so you guys can get to it. All you have to do is you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you have to be subscribed to the channel, and you have to follow the Radical Reality TV account on Twitter. That's all you have to do, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. Basically, what I'm gonna do is just I'm just going to PayPal you the amount that it would to pay for all access. So um, good luck on that. Secondly, let's get to this episode because this was very interesting dynamic. Before we get into it, I got Christian and Grayson. This panel is going to be changing for this entire episode because we're going to be having special guests from all over the place today. So but we're just going to get right into what happened on the actual episode itself because we got a lot to talk about. So first, we had just, the first part of the episode to me was the best, where the guy says previously on Big Brother. Just hearing that voice kind of just hit me right in the feels, because it's such a beautiful voice and such a beautiful phrase. Okay, now that that's out of the way. Anyways, yes, so we had just a recap of yesterday's episode. Paul came into the house, all that craziness happened, and the twists. Unfortunately, Cameron was booted early. And then we had another surprise entrance from season 18, Nicole. What do you guys feel like was the point of bringing back Nicole to host this competition? Did you guys like it, or did you not care for it? Because me personally, I didn't care for it. What do you think, Grayson?
Okay, so we get to this big bombshell that just kind of explodes in the Big Brother house. I feel like they're doing this because they want to have this, I think, BB18 nostalgia fest. They already have the bracelets. They have Paul. They want to get some of the people who are watching Big Brother 18 to come back from Big Brother 19 to get, I think, the viewership and such, which they have enough of. They just want to bring in more. So, and they just want to smack it into Paul's face and just kind of have that funny rivalry going on. And so I thought it was fine, harmless. I didn't really.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Christian?
Personally, I felt like it was. You remember the first episode when they had that's something Paul was saying, like he trashed her. He's like, she's what? Something about a snake.
Yeah.
That's the prettiest snake since Nicole. Oops. I feel like they just try to start controversy or what Grayson said, nostalgia. Personally, I don't like Nicole. I've never liked Nicole, but maybe they'll bring back a returnee for every single comp, which, to be honest, I'd actually like that.
Yeah, if you guys are here, all the viewers, go ahead and talk in the chat. We're going to be here for a long time, so you guys are going to play a critical role in this podcast because I just want to, hang out with you guys and hear your comments and see what you guys have to say. This is for you guys. Okay, so after Nicole comes in and she talks about the comp, so basically we have 4 teams of 4. I'm not going to get into the teams because I don't remember them, but basically we had 4 teams of 4, 2 girls on each team, 2 guys on each team. And the competition was basically you had to climb through this rope jungle play set thing, get to the other side, grab an apple, and come back. And the first 2 teams to have 8 apples lined up on their platform thingy and press the buzzer moved on to the next round. And there was a special one golden apple on the other side, where is if you grab the golden apple and brought it back, you automatically are safe for the week. However, your entire team is eliminated from the competition. So I think we'll get to the golden apple first, because the first round it's like Josh, Paul, Cody, and Megan, all these crazy people. They're like flying through the jungle gym, and you just see Josh taking his sweet time, and he gets to the other side of the platform and says, "Where's the golden apple?" Hooks it right to his strap, walks back, and just rings on the buzzer. When I saw this, I was like, "Whoa!" He felt really paranoid. He was crying before the comp. He was acting, last episode I said if he stays cool and doesn't act a fool, he would have a really good shot at winning. However, he started to act a fool. What do you guys think about Josh taking this golden apple? Christian, we'll start with you.
Looking at my notes real quick. First, I'm gonna go through the Kevin aspect of it, where remember Kevin won the $25,000, so he had to throw the HOH, which I feel like it's great for Kevin because he's like, how am I gonna throw this? Well, you didn't have to. I do think that there was a fight before the episode that they cut off because we haven't seen feeds yet. Mm-hmm. So I think Megan has said something before the HOH competition had happened to set Josh off, because it didn't really give any backstory besides her saying, "Oh, we need to get a strong guy out."
Exactly. Yeah, so go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I really don't think that Josh would just like snap like that. Well, maybe he would, but I feel like they're leaving something out, and hopefully we can see it on the feeds when it comes out at 1 Eastern time.
I'll jump in right there and just throw in a little comment. I believe my gut is telling me that the producers are high on Megan, and they are trying to protect her. We saw it with the Hollywood Reporter interview where they said, oh, Megan, da 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 da. That's just my gut, because Josh, let me tell you something. If Josh did that for no reason, or at least if Josh did that for what they showed us on the feeds, he's lost his mind. But I don't believe that's the absolute truth. I think Megan had been, being just like kind of conniving, jumping in conversations, more than likely talking, and I think the producers are trying to protect her. That's my gut. Grayson, what do you think about this whole Josh taking safety thing?
Okay, so I understand where Josh is coming from. I do think that something happened before. Like, we don't have feeds, so we can't discuss or, determine what happened beforehand. So I'm not going to automatically say this is this or this is that. But at the same time, you do get footage of him kind of spiraling out of control, him kind of, his knots kind of loosening up, metaphorically speaking, him just kind of like going on the deep end, just crying, going overboard, emotional. And just, you see him, it's like you see all the other house guests, they're kind of like just normally sitting there. Like Josh is like a sore thumb who's just sticking out. And I kind of just feel like that's just making the situation worse. While it was, if he was on the chopping block, I don't think it was still smart to really take the golden apple, or at least in that approach, because now you got him as a big target, someone who betrayed his own team the very first week. I feel like if it was down the road and he was able to have time to actually like kind of maneuver and talk with people and get him, comfortable with people, then he could take it without really any consequences. But no one really knows each other at this point. Everyone's just kind of sporadic. And, for him taking that, it just causes a lot of drama and chaos. So even if it was Megan was throwing out his name, I feel like he could have handled that much better. But anyway, you still saw him kind of spiraling out of control. So not really a good move, I feel, for Josh at this point. But
okay. So here's where I'll jump in. We have a lot of comments saying, Josh messed himself up. I'm sure Josh just dug himself a grave. Here's where I kind of spin this, okay? Here's some things that are going for Josh. Okay, first off, we saw some reception from the other house guests, like Kevin, and there were some people that kind of understood where he was coming from. Secondly, he kind of turned on three people who are never going to win a competition, at least in my opinion. He turned on Jillian, he turned on Kevin, and he turned on Elena. Those three people I feel like aren't going to win a competition anyways. So, I mean, I think that the fact that he turned on them kind of is okay in a sense, if that makes sense.
But
Second, go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, okay. But the thing is that things spread amongst the house, and people are social with each other. You're in there for 100 days. People things spread. Things kind of there's paranoia going around. You already saw that Cody. He was like, okay, I don't like that this guy did this, and obviously you get more than people on just that team who are kind of just saying, why does this guy do this? And also, it raises some controversy within the game because you're trying to figure out at this point in the game, who am I going to be loyal with and who's going to be good with me in this early stage? And with Josh doing this, it kind of sets off a time bomb. He could recover, though. I do believe that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll just say this. I'll counter that with this, okay? He kind of turned that whole I'm taking the golden apple thing into a fight with Megan. You know what I mean? So now this whole thing blew up with Megan, and it kind of hides the fact that he played that. You know what I mean? And another thing is, okay, so he wasn't going to have a shot at that HOH because they were terrible competitors on that team. So might as well go for the apple. I mean, we weren't going to win anyways. And another thing, I mean, I could just keep on finding reasons why. In my opinion, I think it's a good move, is Megan ended up on the block. So he's safe, and Megan and his quote-unquote biggest enemy is on the block. Also, another thing that I'll add with the Megan fight thing, I feel like if Josh was just going off the deep end for no reason, there would have been more people that stepped up to defend him. Defend Megan, if that makes sense. I feel like there was already a common disdain for Megan in the house, or else somebody would have defended Megan, because Josh, the way they edited it was Josh is just unhinged and he's going off on Megan. You know what I mean? But if that was really the case, I don't care if it's too early in the game, somebody would have defended Megan, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll get to – okay, so now that we got the Josh out of the way, good point, but Dakota says good point, but I think others will see his actions and not trust him as much. Yeah, I believe he did create some distrust. A lot of game left. Yeah. See, I don't know. We'll find out with feeds. 1 a.m. We'll find out. Okay, so the two teams, we got down to two teams in the HOH competition.
Yep.
To the final round. And Nicole, I was going to say Julie, but Nicole announced that only one of them could compete in the final round. And if that person won, they would be the person to win HOH. And we ended up with Paul versus Cody. Can we just talk about how that's I feel like that's kind of foreshadowing what this season is going to be about. Paul versus Cody. I said that in the last episode. I'll say it again. It's just complete foreshadowing. What do you think, Grayson?
First of all, it's such an irony, because you get Paulie and Cody, and then you get Paul and Cody, but it's a different Cody. And it's Paul who knew Paulie. You kind of get that irony there. But anyway, I feel like with the denattentation, or however I can pronounce that, I feel like since Paul is the only really well-known house guest at this point, America's really just going to vote for him because they don't know anybody else, the first week at least. And so I feel like he's going to get this temptation. But I don't know if he's going to accept it or not, because Paul does think. He does, when it comes down to it, he thinks for himself usually. And so he's just thinking, should I really take this temptation or not? Because there is a consequence. But if he does take it, then if he's safe for 3 weeks, then we'll turn to that. But if it doesn't, I have a feeling Paul is going to see himself on the block this week.
Mm-hmm. Christian, we'll go to you next. Paul versus Cody. Who you got in this fight, man?
Oh, you already know that answer, because I'm a huge Paul fan. I was excited when he was coming back. I thought with the editing in the show, I thought they did a really good job on foreshadowing, as Grayson said, maybe a conflict in the future. When Paul did the rodeo clown thing with Jason, and then Cody's reactions to that. Also, he was talking to Mark. He's like, yeah, I think we should backdoor him. And then Mark's like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. He's like, no. Well, he didn't say it to him. He said it in his DRs, but he's like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Personally, I think Cody's going to blow his game up like Monty. 100%. Maybe he'll last more than Monty did, but at the end when he nominated Megan, I think the house really saw his true colors, or they probably have been seeing his true colors, because, hey, we haven't had feeds for how long they've been in the house. So I feel like when he said that to her, everybody now knows that he's just blowed up his game and that he's getting HOH-itis, which he's just gonna explode.
Mm-hmm. And notice that they only edited in Megan's talk with Cody. Like they didn't show anybody else talking to the HOH besides Megan. Like
probably the funniest though.
Yeah. So I mean, he was just dead eyeing her. Like what? He was like, she was like, I don't want to go up in the bar. He was like,
that's the second time.
It was nuts. Okay, so we have some extensive comments in the chat. So let's read some of these. Dre says Cody won. He would have if Cody. Cody won. He would have gone up. Oh yes, I was going to mention that about Josh. Another thing that was so perfect for him was he got the golden apple. If he didn't get that, he was more than likely going up. That's just my opinion because the whole crying thing, Cody doesn't like, So that's another benefit for Josh doing that. Rod says, I love Cody. He won't win, but he will be entertaining. I have to say that eviction or the nomination speech was kind of entertaining, even though we might not like it. It was so entertaining. Funny. So yeah.
No.
Was it? I'm not even gonna try it. Paco Raju 786 says was excited for Josh. He did to seem to connect with Christmas. Yeah, we saw that. But now he doesn't seem like a reliable ally because he has no self-control. But it was smart for him to get the golden apple. Yeah, I can agree with that comment. Like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with feeds because then we'll see the dynamic 1 week later. So it'll be great when feeds come on. I feel like Cody is going too seriously and it's only week 1. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yes, I agree.
If Paul leads the outsiders, it will be fun to watch. Another great point. Y'all are making some great points in the comments. Cody is making himself a bigger target. It's hard to read that though, honestly. Okay.
I mean,
I think.
Yeah, you can go.
I think that's true. 100% because I still hold to my fact where somebody said last episode in the comments he wasn't a recruit. Well, he is a recruit, so I feel like he doesn't know the game thoroughly enough to know that hey, you're not supposed to attack a vet. Or just somebody that is well liked because Mark's like, yeah, I actually like him. He's going to explode his game.
Well, here's
really quickly.
Well, also you got to look at the fact that every time there's a veteran in one of these game shows, I'm just going to discount BB11 with Jesse. Let's just pretend that never happened. But here's the thing: with any veteran return to reality TV show, when no one has the guts to actually stand up and try to take them out, and no one ever tries to do that, and when no one ever tries to do that, at least one of them gets to the finals. Whether they win or lose, they always get to the finals. Think of any Survivor fans versus favorites. Think of any Big Brother with veterans. It's always like that. So I think, honestly, he may not have seen the show a lot, but I think he knows what's up and knows kind of the atmosphere of the show and knows that, we should – if I don't take my shot at this guy right now, then I could be doomed and he could just get to the end. So, I mean, I do think he's somewhat playing his cards, right? But when he ultimately said to Megan, I don't like you, I don't know if I have hope for this guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's either going to go really well or it's going to go really bad. It should be interesting to see with Cody. So, okay, so basically it's Cody versus Paul in the final 2 of the HOH, and Cody ends up pulling out the HOH competition. And here we go. What's gonna happen? Because nobody knows what Cody's doing. Doesn't tell anybody, quote unquote, intel. We're not in Iraq, dude. You could chill out. So we get Cody winning the HOH, and predictable. Obviously it was a physical comp. We could see Cody winning.
Yeah.
So Cody wins, and then we have the Josh versus Megan. Part 2.
Oh, part 2, yeah.
Was it part 2? Yeah, really part 2. Probably part 4 by this time, but we didn't see the first part. Josh decides that, okay, calling her out in private wasn't enough. I'm going to call her out in public. And they fight. And Megan just plays this victim, no, I'm going to walk away. Blah, 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 all the baloney. And so, yeah. So we have Josh versus Megan. That was kind of the theme of the episode, kind of. And then Cody's craziness. So we didn't really get to see any of like the interactions with Cody. Like there wasn't many interactions with Cody at all during this episode. Like I said, the only one we saw was Megan, and we did see Mark.
Yeah.
But this was a point in the episode where an alliance formed. Grayson, tell us about this 3-person alliance.
Okay, so I know this is going to be weird to say because usually, like 9 times out of 10, these types of alliances just get cut off, they blow up, they don't work out, and usually like 2 spawn from it and like take it to the end sometimes. I really do have some confidence in this alliance, though. I know people may disagree with me. That's a strong opinion to have, but here's my take on it. They're not really doing the same mistakes as other people did in the past. Actually, they're keeping it calm, they're keeping it subdued, and I feel like that if they play their cards right, especially if Cody like goes through rehab and like amends some relationships, I think honestly, with Matt and Mark, they could take it somewhere. I'm not saying a brigade level, but like I'm saying like maybe to jury. But I do have some confidence in this, but we'll have to see how it feeds.
So basically, an alliance broke out between Mark, Matthew, and Cody. The most predictable alliance preseason, probably, and it happened. So here's my opinion. I'll just give my opinion, then we'll see what Christian thinks. But my opinion basically is that this alliance has too many things that could possibly potentially go wrong. Because who was a bit too honest and brash, and Mark and Matthew might not want to be a part of that. No matter how bro they are, if they see that it could be affecting their games, they're going to bail. The second problem that we're going to have with this alliance is the showmances. Mark and all 3 of them actually are going to end up in a showmance one way or another. So the fact that, that's going to break them up. I just have that feeling. There's always that girl that comes in and breaks up the boy band. We're going to see it happen. And the third thing that's going to go wrong for them is Mark and Cody are already disagreeing about the Paul thing. So this alliance spells trouble. I mean, the second they started shaking hands, I saw them clicking and I saw it could potentially work. But at the same time, I just see it blowing up into pieces like week 4, kind of like the moving company in season 15. What do you think, Christian?
So I have 3 points, one for each person. First, why didn't Big Brother show any DRs from Matthew whatsoever? I didn't really.
True.
I didn't
think
really
we only
like.
got like 1.
I had 0, but I know he had nothing after they formed the alliance. So I really want to know what he thinks of the alliance, and I know he likes Cody, but I want to know if like they would form. Also, when Mark had the DR moment where he kind of was just like, "Hey, I don't really want this Paul to go home." Also, when Grayson said that Cody could amend some of his like broken losses, well, I don't think he can do that whatsoever because, as you can see, if Cody doesn't want to talk to you, he won't talk to you, and I feel like it would be really hard for him to force himself to talk to people because you saw he didn't want to talk to Megan, so he didn't talk to her. Also, maybe when we get the feeds at 1 a.m. and the alliance like pick collages or whatever go out, we'll see if there's an 8-person alliance because they hinted at it, but they didn't really like go further with it because he's like, we need the bronze, and then he's like, we have the babes. So maybe there's an 8-person alliance we don't know about, or maybe there's not, and they just think Cody's an awful like player.
Do you mind if I bring something up real quick, actually?
Yeah, go.
Wait, say that one more time.
Do you mind if I bring something up real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like an alliance can go 2 ways. It can go a brigade way, or it can go a moving company or a bomb squad way, where I feel like that there is a way to have the side alliances, have multiple people in the alliance, but have multiple different connections and such, different wires going to different mines and such. I feel you could have that alliance. It could work. But I feel like now Big Brother 12 was a different time, I feel. And like maybe that's why we can't get a brigade alliance again, because Big Brother 12 was more simple. There wasn't as much going on during that time. And
one twist.
What do you guys think? I mean, do you think like since Big Brother's too rapid or too wild, do you think this alliance can survive, or what do you think about it?
No.
Honestly, I think it can survive. But the thing is, it's already got a lot of bad things going for it than it does good. So it's going to take some, it's gonna take some very hard like organizing. I think it can definitely work because I feel like all three of them trust each other really well, which is the key to a solid alliance. But at the same time, at some point they're gonna have differing opinions. You know, Matthew's gonna get in the showmance with Raven, and Cody's gonna be like, "Bro, Mark." Matthew's, going with Raven, and then Mark's gonna get in a showmance with Jessica or Elena, and Cody's gonna be like, "Yo, bro, you totally stole my girl. What the hell?" Anything could happen. So it's just gonna be interesting to see, like, either this is gonna be a very epic alliance that goes like final three, or it's gonna be a very bad alliance that just like blows up probably by the time we get to feeds. Okay, so I'm gonna read some more comments, but before I get to that, I want to remind you all that last episode I said that if we had 100 subscribers by the end of this episode, I would be doing a month of all access giveaway. Well, we completely shattered that before the episode even begun. Yep. So I just want to say thank you for that, and I'm going to go ahead and post the giveaway link one more time in the chat. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and follow the Radical Reality TV account on Twitter, and then boom, you're entered. And at 1 a.m., the thing will give me a random person or whatever, and I will contact you in the morning to get it all set up. I'll basically just send you the money so you can buy it. So I'm going to post that link in the chat, and then we'll get to some questions or some comments. Okay, so Alex or Megan are going home because Paul is going to win the pendant of safety. Yes. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that pendant of safety thing, but for sure. Cody is going to mess up and get in a showmance with Jessica. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Jessica's going to get in a showmance this season. I don't know why. I just don't feel it. Mark, Matt, and Cody. Yep, that was the alliance we were talking about. I hope Cody doesn't scare off Mark. Yeah, that's what I was basically saying. I feel like Cody could potentially, scare Mark away. I am glad that they casted a bunch of super fans this season. Those types of contestants haven't been casted for a while. Yes, I can agree with you on that. There's a lot of fans of the show. Even Cody, who I feel like he was a recruit, he still kind of like has knowledge of the game and like had a game plan. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to split this up and I'm going to align with these people. Like he didn't like have no clue what he was doing. You know what I mean? Oh, Dakota brings up an interesting point about the intro. You know what? I didn't even think about that. We haven't seen the intro.
Well, they don't want to reveal who wins yet because the one in Plaid's obviously going to win. So, I mean.
Yeah. Well, the one in Plaid this season, Cameron, or at least in his intro thing.
Well, that's before he's gone. That's before the intro officially came out, so the curse is not technically, or the streak is technically not put in place yet.
Very true. Very true.
So.
Okay. So I want to talk just about something else, completely off script from the course of the episode. Let's talk about Kevin for a minute, because this guy is low key building up a game that I like Kevin. I'm starting to fall in love with Kevin because. Okay, so night one, this has got to be one of the best nights in Big Brother history. Like, one of the best nights in Big Brother history for a particular player. 25 grand, safety.
First one.
Nothing, just no problems at all. And he walks out with $25,000. Like, wow, Kevin.
And he doesn't have to throw the first HOH because someone already did it for him. So, I mean...
Exactly. And his punishment was perfect. Somebody threw the HOH for him. It didn't give away the fact that he was, playing for $25,000. And you know what's interesting? I feel like they might have thought it was Ramsey's. Like, if they were like, okay, who's the person that threw this HOH so we can decide who, took the $25,000? Ramsey's fell off at like an opportune time to say like he was throwing it. So that should be interesting if they think Ramsey's got the money. But yeah, Kevin, man, he's building a game and I like it. Like, if somebody's down in the house or somebody had a controversy, you always see them talking to Kevin. So what do you think about Kevin, Grayson?
Okay, so real quick, actually, I think the reason why that may have been the reason why Cameron went home last night is because they maybe thought he took the money. But back to Kevin. I am loving Kevin so far. Kevin is so far, he knows how to, working with the young kids. He knows what to do. He knows what to tip. He's not like one of those, Generation X people who is like, back in my day. It's not like that. He knows how to connect with the kids. He's playing a great social game, and everything's falling in place for him, and he's knowing not to blow it up. Because usually when people get power, it gets to their head, they get drunk on it, and that's when they start going, blowing up their own game. But Kevin, he has experience. He's going to lay low, and I have a feeling he's going to get far and at least pull off some big blind sides. And I have a feeling if he doesn't go to the end, someone's going to figure it out, like in the final 8 when someone comes back to get him out. So
yeah. And I mentioned this yesterday, but it was another thing that I was afraid that Kevin was going to be like too loyal to his word and give somebody fall for it and give somebody his word too easily. But sure enough, Cameron goes, "Yo, dude, are you gonna keep me in house?" Kevin goes, "Yeah," and then he goes into the diary room and boots him. So that's gonna be cool. Christian, you came back just in time. Kevin, what do you think about this?
Okay,
dude?
At first, when I watched the interviews of him, I got the vibe that he was just another older gentleman. But I like Jalen said, and we've been talking about it the last 4 days. We've been just talking about it. Kevin's dope. This guy is awesome. I think he may be still in the mafia. We're not confirmed. We're gonna go talk to some people in Boston about it. We're gonna go see. Maybe he's still working with the Cheese, his father, or if not his father, maybe some of his co-partners. We don't know. I see him making jury 100%.
Oh,
just because.
Easily.
At first, I didn't know if he was going to be a first top 5 boot pre-jury, but I see him making jury 100% because he's playing the game great. He's just chilling. He's just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, watch out for this. Watch out for Kevin. Watch out for
Kevin's a
Kevin.
beast. And then he's gonna win a veto comp, and then he's gonna prove everybody wrong that says he can't win comps.
No, you know what he's going to do? Actually, he's going to play great in this season, have a great reputation. He's going to come back for Big Brother 23 with returning vets, maybe coaches, and he's going to host his own funeral and be like, "Guys, this is Kevin's wedding, and I'm going to marry this person because I don't trust them." And then they'll get to the end, and he'll, hopefully, lose by better jury.
I can't wait to see this guy on feeds. I am so pumped to see him on feeds because I can picture him with a cigar in his mouth, with his legs crossed, and he's just
bro, that is straight up my kind of guy right there.
Kevin,
if I'm ever in the Big Brother house, if I'm ever in the Big Brother house, I'm bringing cigars just so I can just sit,
just chilling, bro.
Yeah. Dang.
I respect him so much.
I know, he's playing a good game, and he doesn't even know the game. He was just you just see everybody's freaking out when Nicole walks in, and he's just sitting on the armchair, chilling, not even cracked a smile. And Megan comes over, she won last season. He didn't even care. He was just what?
He's hey, what's her name? Yo, boom.
Talk play.
He's such a beast, bro. Okay, can we talk about Jason?
Oh, goodness. What is there to talk about? Jason, I think he's playing a good social game.
You guys are sleeping on him. Okay, Jason, there's something about him. I felt like he was going to be a pre-jury boot I had him my eviction preview, but I don't – I love this cast so much. I'm going to be pissed when somebody gets evicted besides Cody.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
Besides who?
Besides Cody. So, anybody that gets evicted, every week, I'm just going to dread somebody going home. Because I really enjoy this cast.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of the very first night. I was like, please let someone be bland. And, of course.
Jillian and Megan. I'd be, please.
Oh, my gosh.
Cody, he's kind of, I'd want to dislike Cody, but, he's, those noms were rock solid, dude. Great noms.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going to put up, he's like, all right, I'm going to put up Paul. And Paul, I just don't like you, man. I'll be like, why?
Well, here's what I like about this cast is because maybe they're not all super duper fans, but a lot of them are, and the people who aren't they do know the game and they are playing the game. You can say Cody doesn't know the game, but he does to an extent because he's making a backdoor plan and keeping his options open. For all you can say, Cody's a brick wall. He's still trying to he's still being pretty observant, looking at the clicks, looking at who's grouping with who, and just he's keeping that to himself. and he's just kind of like leaving it at a low. You get Paul saying, "I think I'm good with Cody." So Cody, I think, is a little underestimated, but so I have a feeling. But also what I like about it is that people aren't just giving the veterans the game either. They aren't saying, "I want to work with this guy and I want to go all the way to the end with him." They're being cautious of him. Like they'll go far potentially, but they'll be wary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, we have a lot of comments about Kevin. Autumn says Kevin's doing well so far. Yeah, man, he's got to be like on like track to like have the greatest week in Big Brother history. Kevin is smooth. Okay, this is an interesting comment. Did Ramsey's thinking Cameron might have taken the 25K factor into him being voted out? Definitely could have been icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Definitely could have. Kevin will be the father figure. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Kevin reminds me of Two-Face or the Joker, some kind of supervillain. Yeah, this dude.
He's gonna.
I feel like he should have walked in with like a cane and like a hat. Like I feel like he's like an evil Willy Wonka. Like he's just the guy that you want to be around, but like will just like straight up just jab you right in the back. Just no cares in the world.
He'll put white face paint on.
Yeah.
Or like in Final Four, he'll vote out his best ally. He'll just be like, "Man, I'm just not feeling you today," and he's just. I want him to have a DR session. I want him to have a DR session where he's just like, "You're going," like just pictures of people, and he's just having target practice. Just
it's like with Evil Dead.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're going home. You're going home."
I feel like Kevin like might have killed somebody in his lifetime. Like
I told you,
that vibe
he was in the mafia. 100%. That man killed somebody.
Well,
but they don't have background checks for Big Brother, so it's fine.
Just beware that, in case we don't come back for the next podcast, that, something happened. But
oh, yeah. Sorry. Kevin's mafia. I am sorry. I apologize. I will not turn you into the police. Yeah.
Kevin, we don't know where you're at.
Boston Kevin.
Man.
Boston Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, so I forgot where we at. So Cody wins HOH, and he nominates the greatest noms that could have been nommed. He nominates Megan and Jillian.
Yep.
And the nomination ceremony goes as such. So basically, he turns the key. First face, Jillian. Second face, Megan. He goes, "Megan, I don't like you."
Boom.
Jillian,
savage.
You're associated with Megan. That's my nom ceremony. Goodbye. Like, this dude is just like cold as like a rock. Like I don't know. Something's going to break him this season. Something is going to break him this season. I'm calling it now.
Well,
do you think Cody can be broken, Grayson?
Okay, so considering that he lives just like an hour away from me around my area, I feel like that hopefully he has that, that Texas grip, that he has that Fort Worth Dallas in him, that he can be like stand strong. But unfortunately, I do think through all the, toughness and roughness, he is going to break and he will kind of fall. But I'm still for him. He could still rally up and still get back on the pedestal, kind of like a Paul last season, ironically. So, but you never know.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that we got from the nom ceremony was the stupid wheel. I wanted to see the wheel. Why didn't we see the wheel?
Thank you.
I was looking forward to that, but I'm like, I give up. Like, they're going to do it for 20 minutes. No,
Hopefully, like, we just need the wheel, man.
Next thing you know, they're going to
need the wheel.
I got something to say.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay.
Rod L. Dude, I didn't even think of this. Jillian was like, bye, girl. I hope she campaigns if noms are the same. That makes me laugh because you did see how they formed an alliance. But then, like, after the nomination ceremony, she's like, "Man, I don't give a fuck about no alliance." She's like, I will backstab her week 1 to make sure I'm in this house. So good job, Jillian.
Yeah, but like what Jillian, it was so funny. She was like, "Yeah, I like this group of girls." I was like, "Wait." I was like, "Wait, what? This is gonna go bad really fast." And sure enough, boom.
She already backstabbed. She's like, "I don't care."
I wonder if the video's already been played.
Dude,
I wonder if the
look at this comment.
Maybe if Jessica breaks his heart, maybe he would turn into Caleb. Yeah. That could break him. That could break him.
That's the only thing that will happen. He's just like, "Jessica, I love you," and she's like, "No."
You know, one thing I'm waiting, like, you know how they got rid of the nomination ceremony or they changed it up? Well, they're going to change it at the veto meeting. What's going to happen is that they're going to be like, everyone, it's time for the veto meeting. There's not going to be any necklace. It's just going to all be on a computer. It's just the computer's going to say everything while everyone else is silent, like the MVP.
Okay, now we can talk about this stupid. Speaking of necklaces, I always find the best way to transition this stupid pendant necklace, whatever. That obviously Cody's gonna nominate Paul, and he's gonna go into this temptation room, and he's just gonna have get this safety crap or whatever. I mean, if I was in the house, I'd think it's rigged. What would you guys think? Like,
if who got it?
Paul. If Paul got it.
Well, here's the thing. Paul is already known. These other house guests don't have a chance because they're not well known, but Paul is. Kind of like Netta in Big Brother Canada 5, if you guys watch that. But it's just, I don't think that's just going to happen. I do have faith in Paul.
Yeah, Paul's going into the room, and he's going to take the safety necklace, and all of a sudden, Paul is safe.
What if, like, one of the nominees get it, though?
No, there's no way.
I know, but okay. Let's just say, like, let's say Paul was nominated. You know, like, let's just say, let's just say a nominee got it, like, because the nominations already happened. What would happen then?
What if Paul got it, saved it, didn't let anybody know, and then won the veto and had both, vetoed the nom, vetoed the other nom, kept himself safe with the necklace? Like, here's where the problem I see coming in. Okay, there's already one person safe. Another person's going to be safe with this necklace thing. I'm just getting Suri vibes. Like, when we get later into this game, somebody's going to get Suri'd. There's too much power going on, way too much safety and craziness.
No.
Like, you know, something's going to happen. That's just my gut. Like, something's going to happen. What do you guys think?
Well, like, it's just, like, okay, will they know they have this power till they know they can't nominate them? Or, like, for example, like, let's say, like, Ramses wins the HOH next week, and Paul has the safety necklace. Like, will they know he has it, or will they nominate him and he'll reveal at a ceremony? That's one thing I'm kind of curious about. But
Dakota, he just had a tweet go viral.
Josh and Megan.
Yeah,
I was about to bring that up.
Dakota, oh, that's hilarious. Oh. So basically, he tweeted out a tweet that said, "Remember Josh and Megan, this is them now, feel old." And it's Josh and Megan from Drake and Josh. Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, so, man, I feel like I'm missing something. There's like so much packed into that 1 hour episode. Grayson, is there anything that you think I left out? Anything you want to comment on?
Okay, so we got previously on Big Brother, we got all that nostalgia coming back, just us memories, and then we got the HOH, and then we got. I will say this about the episode: I wish they would have focused kind of less on the HOH and the controversy, but like I wish we got more confessionals from like what Christian said earlier, like Matthew and just other. We only got a certain amount of people tonight, like in Game Changers, where I really would have liked a whole scope of the people. But when feeds come on and like there's Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I think we'll be good. Besides that, I really think that hopefully the live feeds go well, and hopefully Josh, stays afloat, and everyone else.
I got something.
Okay, in honor, before you leave and we get another guest, I'm gonna ask every guest that comes on this in honor of this being, the live feed hype up show. What is the first thing that you're gonna look for whenever you turn on the feeds? What is the first thing you're hoping to see?
Somebody naked. No, just kidding.
That was a good one.
You just see Paul, like, the camera turns on and Paul's just like walking around naked and assless chaps, and you're just like, feeds are off for the day, and just like click them off. You're like, nah, dude, I'm done.
The sad thing is, I could definitely see that happening.
Or yeah,
Grayson, what do you think?
And then, my bad. Cody's
no, you can talk. I'm trying to still think of this moment.
Cody's in the corner and he's just like straight face, just
about to kill somebody.
He's like, "Oh, I hate this." I'm like, "Hey, bro, chill."
Oh, that's hilarious.
I hope actually, if I was in that Big Brother house, I would take the lid of the trash can cut holes in it, make paper keys or whatever, bring it to the table, and like redo the nomination ceremony and do it right. That's what I like to see on the feeds. And if not that,
what I would do if I was Josh and I knew if he just say Josh didn't win the golden apple and he knew he was going home, I would love to see on the feeds of him have a pot lid and he's just like banging them together, trying to wake up Megan or something like that. That'd be lit.
well, it will be the 10-year anniversary. So
Yeah, of Evil Dick doing it in season 1 or season 8.
Season 1, Eddie McGee hobbles around and.
Hey, look, okay, I actually watched a podcast with Eddie McGee. He's actually in dang good shape. So if he went back,
he has to be. He has to be.
All right, Grayson, what are we looking forward to?
Okay, what are we looking forward to? I am hoping and praying that there's at least like some form of drama or controversy, not in real life, but within the game, and that it's kind of like not like Big Brother 11 or 15, but more along the lines of like Big Brother 12 and 14 and such within the game. I'm hoping that, especially between Josh and Megan, because
wouldn't it be awesome if we just turned on feeds and you just hear screaming?
People are throwing stuff, and you're like, "Oh, that guy escalated quickly."
Yeah. Well, Grayson, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. You gave us some great intel. Everybody in the chat, spam Grayson, say thank you. But yeah, everybody go check out Strategic Aspect. Great game.
Fun game.
Season 15, Season 11, Season 12. Yeah, go check out this season. No, they're all great. Go check it out. Go apply to play. But yeah, thanks, Grayson, for coming on, man. Really appreciate it, buddy.
One more thing. Okay, I have an idea for Big Brother 20. We have Big Brother expulsions versus day one outs versus winners versus runner-ups.
So we have 40 people. Nice.
Maybe four expulsions, 4 day one boots, 4 winners, 4 runner-ups. So, but thank you very much, guys. Always a pleasure. Love this show, and thank you very much. Go to the next guest.
Yeah.
See you, Grayson. All right. So
I just sent the link to the next guest, so he should be joining soon.
Ramses was robbed. Ramses has had 5 DRs in 2 episodes. What is this nonsense? He's a super fan.
I know.
I'm dropping. God, I'm done.
Bree's in the chat. Bree, you better get on this show right now. If there's anybody, I feel like we're gonna like run out of people. So if there's anybody in the chat that like wants to join, be free field. Whoa, I cannot speak. Feel free to shoot me a DM and I'll send you the link, whenever we have like a empty space or whatever, and you can come on. Like, don't be shy.
Check out my social media.
Also. This next person that's coming on, he's a huge Dr. Will fan. So we're gonna have 3 Dr. Will
diehards.
Lovers, diehards, and I feel like something's gonna get brought up about Dr. Will. We're just gonna fight the chat, Dr. Will, real quick, so we can just get this going. Who's better, Dr. Will or Dan? Comment in the chat. Who's better, Dr. Will or Dan?
Also, we're having a segment one day. It will be versus. It will be like a 2-hour podcast. Dr. Will versus Dan.
Yeah. Yes. Let me know in the chat if you guys want to see this. We'll have like an extensive podcast. We'll record it before, and then post it. We'll have like an 8-person group, and we'll just talk about who's better, Dr. Will or Dan. We'll have 4 Dr. Will, 4 Dan, and then it'll just be a huge argument. So, yeah, let us know.
Dre the Great. Kudos to Nicole for entering and leaving the house without entering the showmance. Good job. Good job.
Oh yeah. Evil Dick made some funny tweets on Twitter today about Nicole entering the house. And I was like, what in the world, Nicole? Why bring her back? She's so pointless.
Also, if we had hypothetically, we had a first boots, I'd know who'd win. It would definitely be Brian Hart from BB11, 100%.
Yes.
He would have.
Yes.
If he was he got rigged for him to make it past the first week, I feel like he could have given Dan a run for his money.
Yes.
We don't need a good Dan debater. Dr. Will Kirby's the best.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely would have been perfect.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Not BB11, BB10. I apologize. Brian Hart from BB10, not 11. 11's, I don't even know who got evicted first in 11. I think it could have been the surfer dude.
Yeah.
Thank you to the 15 people watching right now. We appreciate it.
Yeah. If you're new, like you're new to the show, like if you just got in here, I'm gonna put I'll post the link one more time. I have to finish sending this message because it's important.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I just saw something on Twitter and it was Cody's emotions. It was really bad. I'm gonna see. I'll retweet it and you can go to I'll retweet it on this account, Christian Hall 59, and go look at it. It's the emotions of Cody. It's really funny.
Oh gosh, Cody.
Okay, Dre, Glenn. I'm gonna be honest, man. I really didn't see Glenn going anywhere. Like I loved him, but I just didn't see him playing the game.
Glenn who? All I know is Joey Rodriguez.
Yeah, Autumn
That's
Brian was iconic. He just got screwed first week. Like I'm gonna be honest. Probably he was better than some people that actually lasted a couple weeks.
Well, like the problem with Brian is basically he played
way
perfectly, but then he let everybody know that he was playing perfectly. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing such a great game," but then he was like, but then he just goes around saying, "Yeah, I'm getting this person to do what I want and this person." I was like, "Whoa, dude, chill out!" Like Brian was going hard. The Dreamcast for season 20. Morgan, BBOTT, whoa. Corey, Vanessa, Steve, Derek, Donnie, Alyssa, Ian, Shelly, Hayden, Lane.
What?
Oh no.
What's a Dreamcast? What the heck? That's not a Dreamcast. That's a
No.
What is that? You want to hear mine? I will.
know.
I'm gonna go through mine real quick. How many people do you want me to say?
You can say as many as you want.
I'll do 16 people.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd rather have Becky than Shelly. 16 people.
Go for it.
This is gonna be hard.
You do.
All right, definitely we have to bring back Adam from BB9. It's like
I want Shelly from BB17. Oh, Shelly.
Nope.
Interesting. Becky, Steve, Corey Morgan. What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Steve, Corey Morgan. Like that's just such a bad. Corey and Morgan we get in the showman. It's more than likely. Shelly was iconic. Yeah, I like Shelly. She was playing a pretty good game. I would love to see Danielle Donato play again. She's such a
heck
beast.
yeah. I'd love to see her husband. What's his name?
Dominic.
I would love to see him play again on a different season.
Yeah, I would want to see him play. Oh man, 16 people. Oh, can we just talk about, like I just want to talk about the whole Josh and Megan thing again because Josh was so robbed of his edit.
I'm telling you, he was.
Like Megan obviously did something and they just made Josh look like a psychopath lunatic.
So if we're going from the last All-Star season on, here's who I would have on. From BB8, of course, I'd have Daniel Donato on. Evil Dick will never come back. He's already won. Eric Stein, King. I feel like he played a great game. 9 is irrelevant.
Yes, Eric has to.
Actually, I like Ryan Quicksall from season 9. He was all right. You have to bring back Dan. Personally, I like Ollie. I loved Libra and I loved Keisha. Jerry's probably not alive. Just kidding. From 11, we're never gonna bring back Jesse again. I like Kevin. I'm not gonna say Jeff. You don't need Jeff.
No, we don't.
I love Natalie. Was awesome. From 12, this is awesome. Reagan was awesome. Personally, I liked Brendan. You can't forget Rachel, of course.
No, her voice. I can't stand Rachel.
Her voice is awful. Hayden was a beast. Enzo was a beast. Lane, I didn't care for Lane. I liked Enzo better than Lane. But I felt like the 12 cast was really good. 13, Portia deserves another chance. Dominic deserves another chance. Keith definitely deserves another chance. That man got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Keith's on Dick at Night tonight. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna watch that later. From 14.
You're subscribed, bro. You should shoot me your Vimeo stuff.
I'm about to subscribe tonight when I get paid. I like Danielle Murphy. You have to have Ian Terry on, of course. Shane was all right. You have to have Frank. I'll finish this later, guys. I have a couple more seasons to go.
Okay, we got Tyler in now. Everybody say hi. What's up to Tyler? What's up, dude?
What's up?
Nice to meet
all right,
you, bro.
So
Same here.
Basically, we just kind of like broke down the whole episode. What is there anything in particular that you want to talk about? There's a lot we could get into.
Personally, I mean, first of all, I just want to say the first 2 episodes of Big Brother 19, I've actually been very impressed, and I think this is actually shaping up to be a very good season. I know it's a little too early to say that, but I think it's actually going to be a good season. I think it's a good house. I think it's good casting so far, and I think this really could be good.
Yeah.
From this episode, I think obviously the whole Josh situation. I think that was obviously a very important kind of factor. I mean, I think it could be detrimental to his game, but also I think it could not hurt his game depending on how he kind of handles himself for the rest of the week. I mean, he did apologize to Megan. How she ultimately is going to take that is on her. But, I think I can understand where he's coming from. You go onto this crazy show, you're leaving all your family, your friends, and I think your emotions gets you. I mean, you try to play emotionless. You try to play it's like a robot, like Dr. Will. You don't play with emotions, but it does get to you. And, I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, so we can jump right back into Josh and Megan because I could talk about this forever and ever because honestly, I feel like
we could have a 3-hour episode
about Josh and Megan alone. Like it's gonna be so like that's for me. That's the most interesting thing I'm looking forward to whenever we turn the feeds on. I'm gonna find Josh in that house and I'm gonna see what is going on. Hopefully he's not in bed crying right now over somebody like making fun of him. But oh man, like. Like that whole Apple thing, I feel like that was blown up out of proportion because it was honestly a good move because first of all, he wasn't going to win that HOH with that group. Yeah. Second of all, he's pissing off people who more than likely are not going to win any competitions anyways. So True. I feel like him doing that Apple thing wasn't that big of a deal. And he kind of deflected that into the whole Megan fight, which was cool. Now, what I'm really worried about is like if he continues to act like emotionally crazy, we're gonna have problems because there's some people in the house who are rock solid and like they're not gonna like that. You know what I mean? And even if people feel bad for him, they're still gonna want to like turn away from that emotional like problems. You know what I mean? So another thing about the Josh and Megan situation is I'm gonna say this again because this needs to be said because people are going off on Josh, but obviously they edited out Megan, doing whatever
100%
doing. Like I'm telling you, last season it was Shelby Productions' child, or BBOTT was Shelby.
Yeah.
The season before it was Nicole. This season it's Megan. Like I don't know for whatever reason. Like I'm gonna make a funny. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make that joke, but I'm not gonna make the joke. But Megan, she, for whatever reason, production's high on her. So that's why it makes me mad because I wanted to see what happened between Josh and Megan that caused Josh to do that. because we obviously saw Megan playing so hard at the beginning.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
was making an alliance within like the first 2 hours of them being in the house. So what was said to Josh or what comments was made so where like he blew up on her? Christian, like
Yeah,
I know we kind of talked
definitely.
about it already,
Yeah,
but Christian, what do you think, Christian?
So Jalen and I have talked about this the last hour. I do think that Megan is a villain and that she is the golden child or whatever of Big Brother because I know Josh is a fiery person, but he will not just, I don't think he would just go off like that.
Yeah,
like, because they made him look like he was on crack. Like, they made him look like he was insane. He's like, man, I know everybody's coming after me. I'm like, how do you know that if you didn't show anything?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it makes it look like they, like, put some stuff underneath, like, the diary room, and they're like, Josh, do this. You'll be America's favorite, bro.
I don't know. Okay, here's another topic I got for you, Tyler. Let's talk about Kevin again.
Hey, yeah, let's go.
Tyler, what is your opinion on Kevin?
Well, I mean, he pretty much won $25,000, and he had to throw the HOH, and he pretty much got away with it because of well, it was Josh, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he pretty much lucked out, and nobody is even thinking he's the one who took the $25,000.
Nope.
Like, and if I remember right, since he took the $25,000, that's what let Paul into the house, correct?
Yeah.
So, and then you remember Paul comes in, and they're actually kind of like, they seem like they could be cool, and they could be, have somewhat of a relationship and have somewhat of an alliance and be there for each other. I think he definitely lucked out. And he's, I mean, obviously I think, he's older. He's the oldest person in the house. I think that's obviously going to work against him. The younglings are obviously going to always target up on that. I mean, maybe he can slide like BB16 Donnie, but I think he's
Donnie's sweet.
I think it didn't really do anything to him. I mean, he won $25,000, and it's not like it hurt his game really any. If anything, he gained garnished an ally with Paul. I think.
Right.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, what I was getting pissed off was people on Twitter saying, "Man, Kevin screwed up this whole season. This is stupid. He released Paul into the house." There's a screenshot on there. If you're really a true Big Brother fan, go search for it. There was more than just Kevin clicking the button. There was literally like over half of the cast clicked the button. Cody even clicked it if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can't be like, man, it's all Kevin's fault. No, Kevin was just faster. So wait for those speed comps. Kevin's going to win.
Yeah, no, I just, for some reason, I just like see this, like, I don't know, man. I just see Kevin like going far, like, it's going to be interesting to see as like time goes on. But like, we've never seen a player like Kevin. Like, I just can't, I don't think we've ever seen a player like Kevin. Like, he's playing so good. And that night, like, he just had like the greatest night in Big Brother history. 25 grand, safety, doing whatever he wanted to do. Like, just relaxing. Like, he was a beast. So yeah, Kevin's another one to watch out for. Dakota. Christian, if you could do me a favor, just read some of these comments if you're on them, and I'm gonna go grab a water real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna get back on the internet, but I have a question for Tyler. Tyler, if you've been watching, if you've been watching, you've seen what we said about Kevin on this podcast. We want to hear your opinion. We think Kevin is still in the mafia. Do you agree? I think Kevin has killed people, but
I agree.
Guys, Tyler's gonna be a regular. Great guy.
But
okay, I'm gonna read.
When he comes back, first of all, I just want to see, who do y'all feel like right now is generally in the best position? I mean, I know it's too early. I mean, it's week 1, but who do you think's sitting generally in the best position of right now?
Guys, comment in the section below who you think. I think Matthew, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's the type of people who have less DRs at the beginning that I feel like will do the best. Like Matthew had 0 this episode. I calculated him.
Dominique.
Yeah,
Jessica,
Dominique had
Raven.
1 this episode. Raven had 0 this episode, and then we had Ramses had 1. So I really do feel like
I think that's definitely important because you don't want to be, how do I say it? Like how Paul, he's so just, I don't know how to say it.
Paul's a character.
Yes. You want to be a I can't even say the word entity. Did I say that right?
Mhm.
Non-entity the first couple of weeks because you don't want to be a huge target so early. You want to just kind of downplay your game real quick, kind of get a good understanding of each player's strengths and weaknesses, and then ease yourself in through it. You want to obviously, align yourself with the right people. I mean, but you don't want to play too hard. And I think Dominique, Raven, Jessica, I think they're all doing that smartly, and I agree with Matthew. And I also think Mark's actually in a very good position. And
Okay. So
go ahead.
Section below right now. I'm gonna go back to what Rod said. Rod said Cody called Josh a loser. That was hilarious. I feel like Cody's gonna have these moments where he's just gonna spout off and he's not gonna have a filter, which I feel like will detriment his game if I said that correctly.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think it will be detrimental. And I think if I want to add on to that with Cody, I think if Cody was very smart, I think he would align himself with Paul in a sense because you know how he claimed, the outsiders. He needs for someone like Paul to go get information and really buddy up with that the outsiders, and then
if he wants to do
give the information over to him and use that to his advantage. Paul is a returning player. He was a very good player. He had a good social game. He was very intelligent, and he was a phenomenal competitor. Why would you not use that to your advantage? And he was also very trustworthy with the people he was, aligned with. Victor, for example. But yeah, if you guys
I'm all for aligning with Paul.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like he's trustworthy, and then he'll let you battle out. All right, Dakota said, this was a while ago, which season of BB is your least favorite? We're going to go to a different path and go back. Mine, definitely 9 and 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. I would my least favorite probably 9 and 15.
I liked McCray. I liked Howard, but they just got Spencer was okay. They just got screwed by the cast.
Yeah.
Dakota said it's like they're protecting Megan. Yes, we've said that a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dre the Great was the least entertaining. I personally don't believe that. Just because I loved how the house was
very divided.
BB
who's least entertaining?
They're over the top.
Yeah. That was definitely entertaining. And that's coming from somebody who strictly watched for entertainment because if you were watching BBOTT for strategic value, you weren't watching the right season because there was none. So literally entertainment was the only thing you could watch for, and I think it brought good entertainment, honestly. I think it did.
Dre the Great says, who would target Kevin? For real.
Oh, that's a good question.
For real, who would target him? I feel like he's in a great position.
Okay, let's kind of think about this a little bit. If I had to pick some people who would target Kevin, I think it would end up being Paul at the end of the game or Cody. Yeah. Only because Kevin's obviously going to tell stories. He said he was. And anything bothers Cody. We know that. Literally anything bothers Cody. So I think it's going to be Cody could be like, oh, I'm annoyed by his stories. You're going on the block. And then also Paul probably would target him because I think Kevin's going to be playing a good game, and Paul will see, if I'm – okay, this is my second chance playing the game. If there's anybody that I'm going to win against in the jury, it's not going to be Kevin, the lovable father of 7,
Yeah.
So that's who I could see targeting Cody or Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard. I mean, it is also very early to, kind of put that – but, I mean, yeah, I definitely could see someone like Paul maybe later on the season if he survives,
Right. That's
and I think
key.
I think that is because of the fact that Paul has been to the final 2. He knows how the jury was, and he doesn't want to be sitting final 2 with a very likable person like Kevin.
He should have taken James. God.
Yeah.
I don't think if Kevin lasts, I don't see Kevin making any enemies. I don't see him.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he's just gonna be, he's gonna be loved like Donnie. In a sense. I'm not saying he's going to be the same type of player as Donnie, but he's going to be very loved by Big Brother fans, and from what I've seen on Twitter, he actually is very loved right now. So.
Yeah. So I see a lot of people talking in the chat about Mark, and we haven't really talked about Mark that much. So I guess we could get into Mark. Oh, this guy, I don't know. Like, he's like the big guy that's gonna let people like run him over. I feel like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
a Victor kind of.
Yeah, like bro, he like straight up broke his finger off. Like that was
R.I.P.
I gotta give credit where credit's due. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, and like, but like, man, Mark. So we saw Mark. He made that alliance with Cody and what's his name, the gray hair dude, Matthew. He made that alliance, and you know, obviously that was like the most predictable alliance that we could have seen going on.
Your typical bro alliance.
Yeah. So Mark, he's just like Mark, like I don't know. He hasn't really brought anything yet. Like Christian, what can you say about Mark?
What I personally feel like Mark could do is how you guys saw in the first episode where he didn't express his opinion towards Cody, and I feel like Mark has adjusted to Cody's personality because he didn't just speak his mind because, you know, Cody doesn't do well to that.
Yeah.
Like at first him and Cody are going to be really close, and then he's just going to get tired of Cody like being an asshole completely, and he's just going to be like, "All right, man. I'm done with you."
He did kind of seem, in my opinion, he did kind of seem a little iffy with him, Cody, even in the first week when they were in that HOH talking about Paul. He was like, "Oh, Paul's, you know."
Yeah, he's like, "No, bro.
Paul's not to be trusted." For me, I think Mark really does need to align himself with Paul because I could see that being a little.
Yeah.
I think that would be a very smart move for him. And two, if he was smart, I think he would use Cody's physical ability to, you know, I think he's going to be a phenomenal competitor, and he would use that to his advantage. You know, allow him to be the meat shield and downplay, you know, who he is as a competitor because he's obviously probably the biggest person I've ever seen in my life. He's
freaking huge. That dude is huge.
He is huge.
Okay, I see some people are talking about – hold on. 1 second, Christian. I see some of you guys are talking about Raven. I'm going to save Raven just in case. I sent the link to the call to somebody who is in love with Raven, and I hope he joins because I want to, like, have this argument because I hate Raven and he loves Raven, so that should be interesting. But so hopefully he joins so we can talk about Raven. But do we really need to talk about Jessica? Like, y'all are trying to get me in trouble. Oh,
yeah,
nah.
Same here. That's
Jessica.
Guys, Big Brother did this to us on purpose. They had that camera angle where she was chilling in the pool like that, and then the camera angle just goes whoop.
Yeah, I know.
And you're just like I was like this on my TV. I was like, good job, Big Brother.
Oh gosh. Oh, Jessica. But like she's playing a good game. Like you said, she's under the radar. Like I haven't seen anybody talk about Jessica. Like she could like be like building up, like just like Kevin building up a team. Like, oh dude.
Hey, super team, Kevin and Jessica.
Yes.
Hey, can we please do this? Mason McPherson says, "Can you guys do your best Cody impression?" We got to do it.
Oh, okay. Christian, talk to me. Pretend you're Megan, and I'll be Cody, okay? All right?
Hey, so I've been a huge fan of this game, and I just want to know, like, am I your target? Would you –
just a very stern face.
All right, slide in. Diary room. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with Cody. I really just don't know why he won't talk to me. Switch back to normal life. Hey, so I'm just going to reiterate again. I want to know if I'm your target. I'm really like, I don't want to go home first or second now. I'm really scared. I really love Big Brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm not giving out any intel. I can't keep a straight face.
Intel? What is intel? When he said that, I was like, Dude, she's
I know,
asking
right?
a question. She's literally asking a question.
Okay, here's what I'm waiting for. I'll impersonate Cody with this. This is Cody down the line, okay? He's just going to be sitting talking, right? And everybody's just going to be talking. Kevin's going to be giving, like, some story, and Cody's just going to bust out and be like, yeah, back in Iraq, man, like, there was this time we were doing this mission, right? And I shot, like, 16 dudes at once. Like, they were all just, like, with one bullet. Like, just a 16-person collateral shot.
Blood's everywhere.
And they were just, you know,
And
making
the
victim
ugliest
noises.
victim there
And I
you
was
go.
just stopping.
I just want to get this out. Am I the only one who's scared he might legitimately like stab someone, like not figuratively, like literally in the neck? Like
I am
Paul.
so with you. Like
He's gonna try to stab Paul. It's gonna be like, "Hi, Cody," and he's just gonna be like, stab him right in the neck. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
What?
So here's what's gonna happen, right? So somebody's gonna be like trying to spy on him, like in the HOH room or something, and he's gonna get like PTSD or something, and he's like gonna sneak up on the door and just like walk out the door and just like just like straight up shank somebody in the neck. Like it's gonna be nuts. Oh, Cody is gonna bring some entertainment for sure,
guys. So somebody's gonna be changing the food in the pantry, and Cody's gonna be like sleeping, and he just hears like a barely tap, and he's just gonna freak out and like run through the door and then just kill him. He's like,
oh no,
he's like freaking victim noises. Oh, beta.
Okay, we got to talk about this. Brandon Jim in the comments, dude, what are you doing, man? Jessica's ugly. Oh, let's just listen to that first statement that he made. Jessica is ugly, bro. What are you doing, man?
Is she? Is she ugly, bro? Brandon, come on, man. I don't know about that.
And my little nephew is gonna dress up as Raven for Halloween. Oh, God.
So is your little nephew gonna wear like the beak and all that? Is that included in it?
Okay, here's an interesting comment. Jerry the Great says more super fans, less hotties. But like Jessica knows the game though, so like I feel like it's
she
okay,
knows.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even though she's like super hot.
She did definitely cite in an interview. She did definitely cite. I believe it was Dr. Will and Derek as strategies, and obviously they're one of the some of the best players to ever play this game, and she's a huge fan of Janelle. Obviously, we know how phenomenal a player Janelle was. Hopefully, she has a better strategy and social game than Janelle. But I definitely think there is a lot of fans who understand this game this year.
Yeah, like I don't think there's a person.
Whoa.
What's his name? Ramses.
Yeah, there's not a person on this cast who like seems like besides Kevin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
honestly, besides Kevin,
there's not a person on this cast that like doesn't know the game, which is amazing for me. Like it's gonna be so.
I just like Cody, but even Cody seems like he understands the game.
Right. He was talking about backdoor, like Cody, even him, I don't know what this season is either going to bring like the most crazy strategy ever, or it's just going to like completely live down to our expectations. But it should be very interesting.
Season's going to be lit.
I've honestly been more impressed with these two first episodes than I was with all of Big Brother 18. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Paul was probably king, bro. Paul was
probably for like the first hour and a half of yesterday's episode. I was like, this is the best premiere in history. Like, there's no doubt. Then it kind of like when Cameron went, I was like, well, but still, I feel like yesterday's episode was just amazing. Like from start to finish, like wow. And you know what it is? They pack so much into the hour. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even remember when the commercials are, which is so good because like they pack so much into 1 hour or into 2 hours. Like that could have been like 4 episodes what we saw yesterday, but it was all into one, which was like perfect.
I also want to say I think a lot of Big Brother fans definitely didn't want a vet to come back, but I think and this
Paul's a different type.
Yeah, he's the only one I think that could fit in this type of season and this type of twist and this type of cast and format. I think he's the only one, and I think he's actually going to be a very good player if he plays his cards correctly and doesn't, friendship and pissed every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I can completely concur with that. Like, I think Paul is perfect for this. He's gonna get that 3 week. He's gonna get that 3 weeks of safety. He's going to okay. Now this is gonna be an interesting talk right here because if there's one, okay, we'll start with Christian. Okay, first of all, to all the people watching, these three people on the panel right here are like the biggest Dr. Will fans on Twitter. So we're going to talk about Dr. Will, but we're going to kind of ease into that conversation. Start with Christian. If there's one player on this cast that you could see turning into like a Dr. Will, who would it be?
All right, so right now I'm just going to be like who I don't think. Not literally no girls. Like nothing, none of them. Cody, no. Kevin.
Yeah, I can see it.
Kevin, OG Kevin.
What do you think, Tyler? Who, if anybody?
I'm gonna go Josh. If he, I think he was one of the people who wanted to say he wanted to manipulate, wanted to lie, wanted to backstab, and
who'd you say?
If I had
Josh.
to put anybody to my dude, Dr. Will, I would.
I'm
say
scared about Josh, bro.
Josh.
Yeah, me too. That's okay. Look, we are only an hour and a half away from feeds. Like it's actually like getting here. Like we're almost to the feeds. But like that's what I'm interesting. Like I said, as soon as these feeds come on, I'm going right to Josh. I'm seeing what happened with Josh because like we need to see what's going on. Obviously, he's safe, so like there's no pressure there. So he needs to take this time to like build relationships and like see what's going on because he's safe. He has no like thing. But yeah, that emotion automatically turns me away from the Dr. Will thing. But I'm gonna say Paul. I'm gonna say Paul. Okay,
Paul's an OG.
Because first of all, he's back for a second time. So, and another thing, okay, let me say this. If Paul comes back and he wins or even makes the final two, can we finally stop with the whole Dan made it to the final two twice, so he's the best, da-da-da-da-da. Like,
yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to get onto that because I don't think placements determines rankings in a Big Brother. Look at Jordan Lloyd, who went first place in Big Brother 11 and fourth place in Big Brother 13. So does that mean she's, a top 5 player of all time? I think you got to take on how game-changing they were in their season. The adversity they faced. Were they able to control an environment? How were they able to adapt to the different, changings of the house? And I don't think a placement is the only way you determine the best player of all time, or the best players of all time. Because I think there's just my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish.
Because I think there's just, first off, for me, I'm a huge Dr. Will fan. I'm very biased. I'm going to go out and say that. I think Dr. Will is and always will be the greatest Big Brother player. He is like the Michael Jordan of it. I just think he did it first. I think he did it best. That's my opinion. I'm not saying anybody has to agree with that. Now, with Dan, very close.
Yes.
I can agree. I can see with someone, saying Dan, but
I'm fanning you off right now. Yes.
Hey,
guys,
here's my thing with this whole Dr. Will Dan. Like, the things that Dr. Will was able to do, run laps around Dan. Like, Dan, both of his seasons, he was set up to win. Like, he goes into a season 10, with a bunch of idiots who just enjoy yelling at each other.
He's safe.
No, I'm talking about season 10. We'll get to season 14. But, like, Dan in season 10, like, he was just set up to win the season. It was kind of like Derek in season 16. He didn't do anything crazy strategically. Yeah, he won 7-0, whatever, but I don't know. And then secondly, we go to season
Memphis.
Against Memphis?
Exactly.
Memphis is garbage.
Like, yeah. So then we go to season 14. He was safe. Go ahead before I get to season 14.
Interject on that. For me, it's so close because they played amazing games. I give credit where credit's due. They're two most best players to ever play this game. They play the game, in my opinion, differently. They both manipulate their house guests in different ways. I think Will's, your evil doctor. He's your very charismatic player. And I think Dan, I'm going to go on. Will with Janelle, he used it as a showman. He used a relationship. Dan with Danielle, he used it as a kind of like a coach kind of vibe. And that just shows the differences of how they are able to manipulate their house guests. Yeah, I agree in a sense. Dan definitely did have a easier cast. His second season, I think the only way you could really go against Will in that argument is the fact that he, obviously was playing against the best of the best, and he benefited in that sense.
Oh, okay. We got 30 viewers now. This is like the perfect time to talk about Dr. Will versus Dan. Okay, because I got all right, cool. I got a lot to say about this. 31 people, like the most viewers that we've had. Okay, so let's get into this Dr. Will officially versus Dan thing. So okay. I'm by myself here. Tyler's gone and Christian's on mute.
I'm
so
back.
Okay, Christian's back now. But look, okay. First of all, let's compare the casts of the season. Season 10 compared to season 2 was not even like close. Like season 2 had a bunch of beasts on and season 10 had nobody. Secondly, season 14, Dan goes in with 4 other players who've already played the game. Janelle, Mike Boogie, and Brittany. So automatically has 3 people that could be bigger targets than him. And season 7, Dan's Dr. Will is the only freaking winner out of a bunch of all-stars, and he's going in with somebody who he owns businesses with. Like, we cannot compare the cast of seasons 2 and 7 to 10 and 14. Like 2 and 7 are just way better. Okay, hold on. Let me finish this because I'm on now.
No, you're good.
The things that Dr. Will was able to do in season 7, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, just the way he played the game. Like, okay. Just the way he played the game, like no fear, not like being like, scheming, like you knew what he was doing, but the way that he did it was just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like the best way he explained it is whenever he said, they see flesh on the outside, basically, but when you rip off the mask, rip off the skin, it's all circuitry and wires. That's the best way to explain it. Like they see Dr. Will for what he is, and the things that he's saying for what he's saying, but inside he's got just wires and circuits, just planning his 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. Like, Christian, go ahead. I know you want to go in on it.
Okay, guys, I'm about to go in real quick. Best move in Big Brother history was not Dan's funeral. FYI,
it was Danielle Reyes.
Dr. Will literally made an agreement with 2 people saying that he would not put them up and he would not vote them out in Big Brother 2. This man threw the Final 4 HOH competition against Monica. And also, Monica is better than any woman on Big Brother 10.
Yes,
Quote
agreed.
me on that.
Agreed. And same thing with Nicole. Big Brother
100%. Nicole was amazing.
Yeah.
Dr. Will literally threw Final 4. Oops.
I want to also go
Bang.
in.
Monica still didn't put him up. This man makes it a Final 2.
I also want to say.
Dan.
Christian.
Go ahead. I definitely agree with the Final 4. I think that was, strategically the best move Will had to do because, if he throws it, it pretty much, Monica was obviously going to, keep him off the block. Then he obviously can evict, Hardy or Nicole. And that's, he hated them both, as he said. But I think also with the best move, I don't think Dan's funeral is the best move. And I am a huge Dr. Will fan. He's my favorite player of all time. But I don't think his Final 4 move is the greatest. I think Danielle Reyes convincing Marcellus not to use the power veto on him was.
No, we're not talking about that right now. Don't talk about that.
I just had to interject.
I'll speak.
I just had to interject that in there. I
spend 30 minutes on that. No. Okay. Also, I'm just gonna go through BB10's cast. Dan was literally the best player on that cast. It's pathetic. Memphis was garbage. Rennie was garbage. Jerry was absolute garbage. Ollie just a normal player. Ollie was just a normal player. Ollie would have made Final 5, or he would have finished 7th on, say, like 14 or, say, 16, 17, 18. Like, he's just the basic. Jesse sucked. He was awful. The only person that was, like, Brian, who went home week 1. Then they had the Cowboy who got evicted week 2. The cast was absolutely shit compared to, like, BB7 and BB2. And Dr. Will did great. It baffles me how so many people think Dan's like the greatest player of all time. This man got safety. He got safety for so many weeks in BB14. and you guys are like, oh, he wouldn't have been targeted. Not safe. I would have gotten his ass out of the house first 2 weeks in BB14.
Okay, my best argument. Here's my best argument that should blow people away is the fact that almost every single alumni that comes out of the Big Brother house and understands what the Big Brother house is says that Dr. Will is the better player, because the way that he is able to go into the house, give not one single just completely and not be emotional at all, play the best social game of all time in season 7, hands down. I don't even want to think, there's no way. The best social game of all time.
Also very charismatic. Very charismatic.
His charisma, when you're building a Big Brother player, you want good TV, meaning a good character, charisma, all of the above. You want a good social game. You want some comps. But Dr. Will was able to do that without comps. And you want somebody who's going to just completely play strategically, and that's Dr. Will literally composes all of those things and just blows them away.
We have the Dan Giesling fan on, guys. He's gonna try to come rip us to shreds, even though he's can't.
So let's all be fair here. We're not gonna change anyone's mind on this podcast, but it's fun to debate this. So you say Dan was safe for so many weeks in Big Brother 14. Incorrect. He was safe for the same amount of time Ian was. He had one life week 2 and so on, because if they would have evicted Danielle, he would have left 2. So he He only had multiple lives the first week, so you can't say he had multiple lives. Second of all, it depends on what you have and what you start with, and it depends on the circumstances you're with and the tools you had. And you're saying Dan didn't use that? He didn't use it 24/7. He didn't manipulate, strategize, and make sure his social game was on the flip phone and such. He didn't make sure that. Okay, I don't see how you guys can just down Dan for nothing he did.
Okay.
And look at Dr. Will, real quick. Look at season 2. I have one more thing to say with season 2. No one ever knew the game. It's like saying Survivor Borneo. It's like no one knew the game. It was a different time. So people were so loyal, willing to give him the game and such, while Dan actually worked hard and actually had to go through a harder path with the veto and he actually utilized all the stuff he had, unlike Will, who really just stood on the block.
Bro, get the heck out of here trying to compare Big Brother to Survivor. It's literally 2 different games. Survivor's on an island, stupid. Come on. You cannot compare Survivor and Big Brother. Big Brother 1 is a fucking waste. Survivor. Richard Hatch literally ripped everybody to shreds. You cannot compare the 2.
You didn't see my point here. My point is that.
Hey, and guess what? No, let me finish. And guess what? Guess what? Will could manipulate people without a fucking Bible or a funeral.
He had to manipulate in a Big Brother 7 All-Star season. He had to get Mike Boogie to save his own ass. Dan didn't need several people. He only had to rely on himself. Will actually had to rely on someone to.
Bullcrap! He literally had. Oh my god!
And also, Christian, I respect your opinion. Let's all be friends here. It's a fun little debate. We're all just gonna be friendly here.
Hey, let me speak my own opinion. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking your stupid thing.
I know. Real quick though, one more thing. The fact is that simply put, that when I compare Big Brother and Survivor, I'm not comparing the games. I'm comparing that they were the first of their kind. That's what I'm saying. They were the first of their kind. So you're not going to get as much big players in there. That's not.
Christian, in the chat, they said that you're going full Josh right now.
I know. Hey, and guess what? Right, Josh is safe. So
we have to let Tyler talk. We have to.
Hey, Tyler.
Let me interject on the whole Will Dan thing. For me, personally, I think Dan's first season versus Will's, Dan played a better game. If we're comparing their second season, I think Will played the superior game. I think I'm the only one who will probably say this. I still think Ian played a far better game than Dan. Dan played a game to get to him to the end, but he didn't play a winnable game. Now you can blame, the jury was bitter, yes, but who was the reason they were bitter? It was due to his own doing. His own biddings. And when you're playing a newbie cast, and especially as a past winner and playing a specific type of game, that's his own fault. You know what I mean? Dan cited it himself saying, I'm in trouble when I get to the jury. Will was so good that if he managed to get to the end in both seasons, obviously in Big Brother 2 he wins. If he gets to the end in Big Brother 7, he's guaranteed to win. Dan's only hope is that he was to win that final 3 and hope that he could have been able to convince the jury to give him the win over Danielle. And I do think he wins over Danielle.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Hold on. No. Let me get in here. Here's a perfect time for me to interject because I agree 100% with this. Okay, when we're talking about
Derek.
Hold on, Chris. We'll get back to you.
Just said Derek, bro. Get out of here.
When we talk about Big Brother and playing the game, it's great TV what Dan did to do these crazy moves backstab people, get blood. But when you're playing the game and you're playing for longevity, I could go in there and make the craziest moves, but it's all about winning. And the fact that he just win it, you have to play the game knowing that at the end, will the jury vote for me? Okay. Now, Dr. Will went in with the same circumstances that Dan did. He's a returning player. He's the only winner. He's considered the greatest of all time at that point. So he should have a huge target on him.
I want to get in on your point real quick. And I think also what gives me Will over Dan is the fact that Will went against in an All-Stars against S6. He had to go against Howie, Janelle, James, and who else was the fourth? I can't even think of the name.
Kaysar.
Kaysar.
Absolutely.
And if you recall, I remember I was talking with Taron Armstrong, and I have nothing but the most admiration and respect for Taron. I think he's very intelligent when it comes to Big Brother, Survivor, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just lost my train of thought actually. But yeah, just back to the whole Big Brother 14 Dan game. He played a good game, but in my opinion, he played a flashy game.
Right.
He played a game, yes, that was going to get him to the end, but it was never going to be able to win the jury's votes. It's his lack of jury management. It's his lack of social game. It's his lack of – he doesn't have the charisma that Will has.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates him and Will.
Mm-hmm.
I think you put Dan in Big Brother 7 and you put Will in Big Brother 14, I think Will's able to convince the jury to give him the vote. Because
that's a good way to look at it.
A better talker. I think he's socially better and he's more charismatic than Dan. I'm not saying Dan's not charismatic. He's charismatic in his own different way. But you put Dan in Big Brother 7, the antics that Dan pulls on specifically like Danielle, it does not work. Danielle
it wouldn't have worked. It would not have. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked.
Janelle sees through that in a heartbeat. Will played it, I think, in my opinion, against greater odds. And Dan, when Dan comes into the house after he has the 1 week or 2 week immunity, I don't remember what it was. He does benefit tremendously from the fact of the matter that he has Mike Boogie and Janelle. I think Mike Boogie and Janelle at the time were more feared players than Dan. Yes, Dan was probably the greatest solo season player at that time, but I just think Boogie, obviously being a part of Chilltown, being with Dr. Will, just playing this dirty, ruthless, phenomenal game in Big Brother 7, I think he was just more feared. And Janelle, her competition win speaks for itself.
Yeah, that was like perfectly put. Like I couldn't put it any better. We'll let Grayson comment, and then we're gonna get to some of these comments.
Okay.
And last thing I want to say is Dan played. He related it to Survivor. Dan played a Russell Russell Hatch or Russell whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He
Russell
played that kind of game that he was never going to be able to win the jury's votes in the end. That's just it's simple. He knew he wasn't winning in the final two, and you can't say that for Will. Will was the best player of each season, and there is a legitimate argument that Ian played a better game. Ian was a better competitor. He was better socially. He didn't make enemies. He had phenomenal jury management, and he was liked. And he also got out Mike Boogie. He masterminded his own mentor.
That's true.
Okay. Well then, of course, then you're going to get to the fact that you could say that respectfully, but you can say Boogie and Will they play within each other. Like they played, they coincide with each other. The fact that, but Boogie was able to.
Wait, listen.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go.
Oh.
With the whole when you use that, and when you had Will and Boogie were the hands down most blatant alliance of all time. They're literally wearing Chilltown T-shirts in front of everybody, saying they're in alliance. You don't have to be living under a rock to know that Mike Boogie and Dr. Will are in alliance. They were never going to go against each other. They were always having each other's back. And if anything, that works. That just shows how amazing Dr. Will was. He was able to carry Mike Boogie, and we all know that Mike Boogie, in a sense, I see a lot of people say he's a very overrated player. I think he's, in a sense, underrated in the sense of I think he's a very good manipulator, and I think he's a decent strategist. I just think he is a more of a right-hand man for someone like a Will, a Dan. I just don't think he's a good individual player, like a Dan, like a Will, like a Derek, like a Daniel Reyes. I'm losing my train of thought. It's just it's so debatable because Will and Dan played such amazing games, and to me, when someone puts someone like Derek in the equation, it's just to me it's laughable.
It's irrelevant.
And it's inevitable, in my opinion, considering the fact that both Will and Dan dominated their second seasons. Derek would need to repeat, and then he could have a legitimate argument for me. But that's me, and I'm gonna allow anybody else to talk.
No, Christian, hold up.
No. I want to say one thing.
We have to get to Grayson. We have to let the Dan talk.
It's not about this. It's not about that.
Are you sure? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What I want to bring in is what I was gonna say. I wanted to say one, Russell Hatch. That makes me laugh. No, but I don't personally. I don't like how we all have our own opinions. I'm just saying, like, I really don't care who everybody else likes. I like who I like.
Yeah.
We're not attacking each other. I want you guys to know that in the comments. We're not attacking each other. Grayson knows my personality. This is what I do.
I think they would rather. I think they would rather us attack each other. Like, let's just start cussing each other out.
Did you see? I literally put after I started yelling, the freaking people watching is at 24 right now.
And the whole thing
what you have to know is that no question they're the two best players of all time. Just nobody else compares.
Nope.
But I just want to say something. How do I say it? Actually, you go back. Let me figure out how to word this in a sense. So go ahead and talk, somebody. I gotta figure out how to.
Go ahead, Grayson.
Okay, so who's all Boston Rob fans? Can I just get a hands? You know.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
100%. 100%.
I don't really know much.
Okay, so who?
He just dropped. It's a sign from the BB God.
I think he was gonna ask who's like the poverty fan.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay? Who's seen Survivor All Stars?
The live stream in my hand has been up forever.
I haven't.
There it goes.
I haven't seen Survivor All Stars.
Okay, so I guess you guys kind of need to see it, but like, here's the thing. Okay, Boston Rob played this amazing game. That's why he had this reputation. Played this great game. And what's weird about Survivor and Big Brother is that they're two different games, but ultimately when it's down to the final two, it's
I can agree.
Premise.
I can agree with that.
There's 7. There's 7 votes or 9 votes, whatever, but there's a jury you need to fight for. So many people defend. Do you think Boston Rob should have won Survivor All Stars for the great gameplay he did, or did you think he was deserving and lose against Amber?
Oh, I have no clue. I can't be a part of this conversation.
Grayson, this is a you and me talk. Okay. Personally, if you go back, Boston Rob deserved to win that game, and also if he won that game, Redemption Island wouldn't have had him on it. Correct? They wouldn't have brought him back. Just like if Russell beat, who did he lose to? Poverty? His first season?
Why do you keep on saying poverty? It's parvity.
Parvity. No, it's Pete. No, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just saying that personally, I feel like Boston Rob should have won that season. He played a great game. He was bitter.
Okay.
But, hey, now they have what? How much money do they win from Survivor? Him and
No.
But here's the thing, though. Okay, then you really cannot attack Dan for his jury management. If Dan and Boston Rob's games are kind of similar in the fact that they could not properly manage a jury. You're not listening to me. Oh my lord.
But
But no, you see what I'm saying though? It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have it where he didn't properly manage the jury, but at the same time, you can't have it to where he should have won by a bitter jury. You can't have it both ways. Either Dan loses like Rob did, or he should have won. So, and that's my case. That lost by a better jury. He played a better game. And he's not talking to me, which just proves that I think I just proved my point, that he's not talking to me.
Here's my thing about that. Is
Grayson Bear, shut up.
Here's my point. I don't. Anytime you lose to a bitter jury, you can't blame the jury. That's my personal opinion. You can't blame the jury. You have to blame yourself. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we hate bitter juries, but at the bottom line is, like, if you lose to a bitter jury, it's not their fault for being bitter. It's your own fault for making them bitter. Like, you have to play the game knowing who you're sending to the jury house and in the manner that you're sending them. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I hate bitter juries. I will always vote off the gameplay. However, at the same time, you have to keep that in mind with who you're sending. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Okay, so let's talk about this too. It just depends on who you cast ultimately, and who, like, people are different in terms of their mind, psychology, and so we can get into that's another subject. What I'm saying is that people are ultimately different. Someone, like, it just depends on who you're with, the cast with. That really all it depends with.
Right.
It depends on the time, the circumstances. Everything has to align perfectly for someone to vote for you to win. So I really do think there is such a thing as a bitter jury, and it depends on how you see it. Because you could be personally bitter and just want to vote against someone just because you hate how they played or whatever. It just depends. It's all perspective, and it depends on when it happens, how it happens, the circumstances, everything. So really, I believe that Dan and Will, truly, how I feel, are uncomparable. You can't compare them. You can't say one's better than the other. They each play their own game under different circumstances, under different time periods.
I can agree.
So you really cannot say which one's better. It's fun. It's fun to debate.
I just want to interject on that. Yes, I agree with the sense, like, Dan playing newbies, pulling off a funeral and swearing on the Bible and swearing on, his dead grandfather. Yes, that's definitely going to make most people who play the game ethically and morally, very bitter. But Dan knew that playing this type of cast. That's Dan's own fault. Dan could have made very much the same moves without going to the extent of some of the things he did. And Dan himself has admitted that. Dan, in my opinion, his inability to show remorse to the jury was his downfall. Yeah, he was still very arrogant. He was still very cocky, and he didn't show remorse, especially when Shane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he could have easily sent Shane to the jury house in a differently manner without having to pretty much make him and Daniel look like an absolute fool. That was purely for entertainment. Mm-hmm. That has nothing to do with strategy. Yes, I understand where he comes from, where he wants to go to the end with Ian and Daniel. Yes, that I get that. But he could have done it in a different manner, and maybe Shane isn't as bitter, and maybe he gives him his vote in the end over Ian. But it's just Dan lost because of the way he played this game.
Well,
it's that simple.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this. I'm still gonna go with the fact that I think you're right in a manner that Dan and Will can't be compared. They played at two completely different times, completely different seasons. One only had 4 returnees, one had all stars. It's completely different. They're really hard to compare. I still think Dan, if we put Will into a house 100 times and we put Dan into a house 100 times, who would be more successful? I would say Will. That's my personal opinion. Yeah. However, I also just want to say, like, kind of just end my part of the discussion on this point right here, okay? When I'm arguing this, I'm arguing more out of, like, who is the poster boy of Big Brother, okay? They're incomparable, but I just feel like Dr. Will should always be, recognized as the king, as the creator of Big Brother, because without Dr. Will and without his amazing gameplay, there is no more Big Brother. Like, I just can't, you know what I mean? That's just my, who's the poster boy? Who should be regarded as the founder, the creator, the maker, who conceived this game? Dr. Will.
But
that's my.
Here's the thing.
I'm out on that.
Without
Marcellus did.
Okay. real quick, without the cast of Big Brother 1 or the failure that Big Brother 1 was, we wouldn't have gotten a Big Brother 2. So really, if we're going to go back to there. But I see what you're saying, too. I completely understand. Just joking. But also, if you're, that's like saying like Survivor Borneo was like the best season of all time just because it's the first. I understand, like it was the first of its kind, and I'm not gonna say Will was terrible. He was an amazing game player, amazing strategist, knew how to get to the end, knew how to play his people right. But it's just kind of like, compared to the later seasons and how people manipulate and go through the modern seasons, it's much more rewarding and awestrucking when they can pull it off in the modern day than in the early day. So, I mean, I can see the sense that why you think that, but at the same time, I think there is such a thing as outdoing someone like Abraham Lincoln outdid George Washington. Some people think that, some people think George Washington will always be the best. So it just really comes down to that, bring some U.S. history into this. But also, I just want to ask a question, Tyler. How did Will show remorse to the jury? And you may answer it however you want.
Okay, before y'all get into this, hold on. Let me just say this real quick. I need to go to the bathroom, so y'all talk about this for the next section, for the next segment or whatever. I just want, to answer all the questions in the chat. So if you guys have a question that I didn't answer or whatever, just put it in the chat. I'll be back. They're going to still talk about this, and yeah.
Okay. So your question, how did Will show remorse to the Big Brother 2 jury? There's a difference. Will didn't need to because Will always claimed he was going to play this game the way he did. Okay, Dan didn't claim that in Big Brother 14. He was willing to be this buddy with Ian and Danielle and everybody that was part of Big Brother. I can't even think of everybody's name. So I don't see where that really correlates because Will never tried to be the good guy. He never tried to be the hero. He was always saying, I'm going to stab you in the back. And they would be like, no, you're a good guy. And then he would do it. So Will doesn't need to show remorse. Will's cocky. He played that persona, and he played it perfectly. So if Will was to go into the jury and be like, listen, I'm sorry, this was all an act, he doesn't – I don't think he gets their vote because I think – to me, I don't see the correlation in that sense. Dan played newbies, whereas if Will gets to the end in Big Brother 7 and he's playing someone like Daniel Reyes and James Ryan and, everybody that was a part of the jury – they're going to respect his game because he played a phenomenal game regardless of maybe the moves that he made. And if Dan was in Big Brother 7 and Dan pulled off the, hold on, how do I put this? If Dan was in Big Brother 7 and he made the moves that he did again in Big Brother 14, he doesn't have to show remorse to the jury. He doesn't have to you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I see what you're saying completely, yes.
It's just in Big Brother 14, he played newbies, and he did them so dirty. You robbed these people of $500,000, and you do it in just the most cutthroat, ruthless way, and I respect it because that's my favorite type of game to watch. I love Dan. But he should have known going into there that he played these people to a fool. He was swearing on his dead grandpa. He was swearing on his wife or whatever else he was swearing on, and he should have kind of not have been as arrogant. He's not Will. He's not as charismatic as Will, and he's not as good as a talker as Will.
Yeah.
They play two different games, like you said. It's very incomparable because they played in two different eras at two different times. I just said the same thing, basically, with two different type of players and, strategies and everything. I get where Jalen's coming from, where he said Will kind of paved the way. Yes, without Will, there is no Dan. Without Will, there is no real Big Brother because Will kind of did set the ground rules for how to play this game. You know what I mean? And if you recall, Will was very disliked in the beginning of Big Brother 2 because he was so willing to be this villain and manipulator and backstabber and, but
yeah. Also, how the jury voted was different. And I think this is irrelevant to bring up. I really do. I don't know if this plays a factor. I don't know, but I think Big Brother 2 was such a different time. And, I hate to bring this up, but like 9/11 just recently happened. I don't think it played a part in any of the jury management or anything, but even I'm going to say a quote what Kent said from Big Brother 2. This game compares to how the people felt on September 11th or something like that. And it kind of
he played the game the best.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know if that played a part. I'm not going to say it did because I don't want to say something that I don't know. But yeah, totally I respect that. But also, I will say It was just like I still think Will, especially Billy, were ruthless like Dan. They just didn't do it like what Dan did, but they still were ruthless and still did what they did and played people and lost them out of a $500,000. Especially after losing for the first try, coming back and just being treated like that. It just depends on But they were all stars, so they respected the game much more, and they.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yes, I see it.
Will played all-stars. He played the best of the best at the time, supposedly. So Will didn't have to show remorse to the jury. He was allowed to be the arrogant, evil doctor that we know Will is and that we love. Dan obviously wasn't in the same format. You can't really fault Will for that. Dan had to show remorse. He had to kind of, to hope to get the votes. It wasn't going to be the same way as all-stars. So, yes, it is kind of incomparable to compare them. But I just think Dan's inability to at least show somewhat of a remorse to the house guests, I think it was his downfall. And I think Ian honestly crushed him in the final two questions and final two pleads. I think Ian played such a good game, and I think he's so underrated. He played a very well-rounded game. I think the only thing that I would give Dan over Ian was the fact that Dan, yes, he was a returning player. That if I was voting, I love Dan. I would vote for Dan. But from the sense is like Dan just didn't play a winnable game. He played a dirty, ruthless game to get him to the end, but he just didn't play a game where he could compare it to Ian, where he didn't have to make these enemies. Ian played just a slightly cleaner game, and to me, I think it was superior in a sense. But
okay, so we had a good, healthy, hearty debate there. But let's get back to BB19. Let's get back to these questions because look, it is only 1 hour till feeds go live, which is absolutely crazy. Like, whoa, only 1 hour until officially life is just zapped away. It's unofficially official that your summer's over right now. But once these feeds start, it's official. You know what I mean? We're engaged to Big Brother right now, but once these feeds starts, we're in a fully committed marriage. You know what I mean? So okay, let's get to some questions. Okay. So we'll go through and we'll just see. Okay, Colleen wants to know everyone's favorite and least favorite pre-feeds. And I guess we'll come back a week from now and see if that changed a little bit. I'll start. Can I start it? Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to take this because I know you were going to take her. I want Jessica. And my least favorite from what I see is Cody. He reminds me much of Monty. And I mean, I can't really judge him without feeds, but I don't really respect him right now. So that's me.
Okay. I'll go. All right. So my favorite. Okay, it's so hard to pick a favorite because I have so many. It could be Kevin, it could be Jessica, it could be John. But what I'm most looking forward to, pre-feeds, or what I want to happen pre-feeds will probably be Josh is my favorite or most interesting. And then my least favorite, Jillian. What is she gonna do? At least Cody's gonna give us some entertainment. You know what I mean? I don't like I want to love to hate it. I want to love hating him, but at the same time, it's he'll give us entertainment. So Jillian, I feel like she's my least favorite so far. What about you, Grayson? Favorite, least favorite?
Okay, so my favorite, I would say Kevin, but I feel like that's too cliched. So let's go with someone different. If not Kevin, let's go with Ramses. I'm very excited for this kid. He may seem a little too energetic and such, but I have a feeling that it's going to be great for the live feeds. And I feel like he could be a potential good strategic mastermind. Obviously, we'll have to see it, but I see a lot of potential in him. My least favorite. I feel like we'll get to that Jillian because she's nominated. But if I had to pick, oh, yikes. I would have to pick. I'm least excited for Alex, I guess you could say.
Very true. Yeah. Christian, you're up, buddy.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to pick anybody else pick just for the fact. I'm gonna go off the record. Jason.
Favorite?
No, he's not my favorite. Not even close. But I want to see what he will do.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
And then who I don't really care for would probably be. Dang, you guys took the crappy ones. I'm thinking.
Raven. Say
Cody's
Raven.
already been said. Jessica's already or not. Oh yeah, Raven. I forgot about her.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
See her.
Okay, so Ryan says Cody is a straightforward person. He doesn't care what anyone thinks about him. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, he doesn't care. Like Megan, he doesn't like you, obviously. Dakota says, oh, okay. Bree asks a question about all Big Brother in general. Who are your favorite non-winners? Okay,
that's easy.
I'll go first. That's easy for me. Danielle Reyes and Vanessa, season 17. This is my favorite non-winners. And Eric Stein, BB-8. I also have a little love for him.
I'm going to go Allison, Big Brother 4, Big Brother 7.
Interesting.
I guess I'm going to go with, I still feel bitter from that finale night when I just dropped to my knees when Steve cast that sole vote to evict. So I'm going to go with Vanessa. But if we're going to go legendary, we're going to go with Danielle Reyes.
Yeah, she's definitely top 2, top 3. I just really love Allison. I think she's so beautiful. So I'm just putting her there.
I have a little dream cast. Big Brother, second chance versus third chance. If you guys want to hear it, so.
We'll get to that in a second. I was saving that. Okay, Christian, you're up. Favorite non-winner.
Okay. Of course. I'm naming 5. Danielle Reyes. You can't forget the Black Widow, bro.
Wait, who did you say?
Not the Black Widow.
She's the reason we have a sequestered jury now.
Oh, Danielle. Yeah.
Danielle Reyes is just awesome. Ellis. You guys, he made the stupidest move in Big Brother history, but I love Marcellus.
Shout out to Daniel Reyes.
Also, dude, insane. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Of course, Janelle.
I don't know though. Janelle's a debate for another time. Dakota says, "What do you guys think about a twist of America being the HOH? It could last a week or two." No,
that's America's MVP. What the heck?
No. They would never there's no strategy.
Can I start that off?
MVP.
No. To me that would just be pretty much BBOTT to repeat it to me. But I just think I don't like twists in general. I like the purified game.
Right.
So I don't want America touching any type of the gameplay. I want the house guests to fight it out, and whoever is the best win. And I don't want something like Big Brother 15. Like it was so, like Andy was talking about it in an interview with Derek, Will, Dan, and all that. How is it fair to someone like Andy, Amanda, McCrae when you have the MVP and Alyssa is a passive, popular house sister to a house guest? How's that fair? You know what I mean? She's gonna win it every single time. It's just like Paul right now. I love Paul, but he's gonna win the 3 weeks, whatever it is.
Safety.
That's just it's because he has the relationship. It's like Jason, Roy, and the BBOTT. You know what I mean? I don't like when America has power. I don't like the care packages. I thought that was stupid. I just want the game to be the way it was back in Will, Dan's first season, and let them fight it out.
Same. Okay, Bree says, who do we think will be really strategic and a threat but be robbed on this season? Okay, that's easy. That's an easy choice for me. I think it's gonna be Kevin because I think they're gonna let this guy get to the end and then final 3 or final 4 he's just gonna go out right towards the end of the game because I could just see it happening. If there's anybody else that you guys could see robbed, maybe a Cody type person or
no.
Can we maybe throw Paul into this equation?
Oh, Paul, yes, good point. I didn't think about that. Paul for sure could be robbed. Absolutely, for sure could be robbed.
Maybe Josh if he can not fight with somebody on the first day again.
Yes, maybe Josh.
I
Hopefully,
don't see where that was at all smart. And I want to go back to what you were talking about, where I was watching the y'all's podcast, and you said it doesn't really do anything that detrimental to Josh because of the fact that Jillian, whoever the 3 people are that was on
Jillian, Jillian, Megan, and
yeah. But to me, I don't think it's really going to affect his game too much. But he needs later down the line, you need people for allies. So if you're arguing with them very early, they're not going to want to work with you. Like Derek, when he uses Victoria for a vote, you need people for votes. So I think if you were, disliking people and being that kind of person very early on, you're going to be very hated and very disliked by the House, and you're not going to even maybe make it to jury.
Right. That's very true.
That's me.
If he needs votes down the line, I could see it happening
especially if he gets to the final two.
Right. Okay. Who do you see being robbed, Grayson?
Okay, well, hopefully this. Okay, I'm gonna bring out my good luck charm to hopefully say it's not so, and I'm gonna bring out my power of veto. So, I am going to be praying to the DB gods that with my veto, I will please save Kevin. But I feel like I agree with Jalen. He's going to be robbed. I feel like Final Four for some reason. I hope not. I hope he gets to the end. I just don't see him winning those comps. But hey, he may stun us again. But so yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm glad one contestant can't win the contestant can't keep on winning the Damn the Temptation. We don't need a redo of BB15 with the MVP. Yes, I completely concur with that. Like we cannot see that. Hold on. I just want to plug one thing real quick before we keep on going because we're getting close to the end here. Like we got another about 20-30 minutes because we're gonna go off right around 12:45 because I have to prepare myself for these feeds. But anyways, I'm doing a giveaway for the all access. I'll put the link in one more time because we're absolutely, you guys are smashing that subscriber button. And so I'll put the link in the chat. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, follow Radical Reality TV on Twitter, and then boom, you're entered. So you have to.
All you gotta do is just say Dr. Will's better than Dan.
Yes, say that. And then boom. If you say that,
you're guaranteed to win.
You're guaranteed to win it. But yeah, there's an hour or 45 minutes left in the contest, and I'll get with the person in the morning to get the winner. But is that Malcolm? Is that Malcolm? Oh no, Dominic just joined. Okay, what up, Dominic?
I use my power of HOH to nominate Will out of this poll.
Dr. Will is better than Dan. Yes, Dre. Yes. Oh, okay. Well,
Dre, there's a reason why you let BB Can 5.
Hey, Jalen, check my message.
Okay. Man, Dr. Will is better than Dan. That's true though. So not hard to say. Yeah.
I wanna get a. I know this is gonna go completely off Big Brother 19, but I just want to go before we get off. I want to know each one of y'all's top 10 all time. I mean, if you want to put it in order, just top 10.
Okay. All right, yeah, that's perfect. All right, for me, this order has changed. I actually put out a video. Y'all can go check it out in the chat. But it's kind of changed since then. So, this is gonna be hard to think about. Okay, so my top 10. I'm not even going to put them in order. I'm not going to put the last in order just because it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we're going to go with Will, Dan, Derek, Vanessa, Evil Dick, Janelle, Danielle Reyes, Mike Boogie, Danielle Donato. Am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something huge. Somebody huge.
I'd say Jason Guy.
No, not for me. I couldn't.
You said Jason Guy?
Ian. I'll go with Ian Terry.
Malcolm!
Malcolm! What's
Malcolm!
What's up, Malcolm?
What did you
I missed you. Malcolm, I missed you. Malcolm, I missed you, bro. I missed you, man.
Christian, what are you doing?
Dude, Malcolm, I have not slept. Dude, I got 2 hours of sleep last night because we were podcasting so late.
Malcolm,
I'm tired right now, bro.
Let me tell you what transpired, okay? So basically, we were talking about Dr. Will versus Dan, and Grayson said something. Christian, I'm going to gift that. If it comes out good, I'm going to save the audio file and just tweet it at somebody who said something because he's like, no, he just went off. It was amazing. I was just cracking up.
I honestly, I feel bad because it was like 3 of us versus him.
Yeah.
Dan,
No,
Will.
but guys, this wasn't. We talked about this. This wasn't a Dr. Will versus Dan podcast. That will be at a later date. So we literally just
invite me. Invite me. I will get all my
No,
notes, all my
I already told you about this. Hey, I already told you about this. We're gonna do a segment where there's like 7 or 9 of us, and we're gonna have a versus, and we're gonna vote at the end who's the best
Can we
player.
have half Will, half Dan?
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, you have to.
That's what we're doing.
Okay,
We can't have like 7 Will and
I just
2
said
Dan.
my top 10 list, and Bree mentioned something I feel bad about. I did rob Nokomis, so I'll kick out Danielle Donato and throw in Nokomis.
Nokomis
Very
literally,
underrated.
she created the backdoor, like queen.
Very
Okay.
underrated player.
Malcolm, you're a fresh face. I don't know if Dominic can hear me, but if he can, we'll get to him. You're a fresh face for this podcast. Let's talk about what you think about episode 2.
Oh God. Josh.
Josh is a mess.
No, he's not. No, he's not. It's rigged. It's rigged.
Oh man, he's crazy. I mean, he went from like what winner pick last episode to like. I mean, he lost his mind. I can't wait for the feeds because they're gonna be lit with Josh on here.
Yes, you don't understand, Malcolm. Malcolm, you don't understand, buddy.
And Cody. I mean, that nomination speech though, like really, I just don't like you that much.
Malcolm, you don't understand, dude. We've talked about this. You missed it all.
Oh man,
Malcolm, we found out the show's rigged. Megan they left out all her fights. She probably cussed out my boy. Also, everybody else is irrelevant. Kevin's gonna win.
Is that what
now Kevin's gonna win. Now you
No, we had a
Chandler
45-minute talk on Kevin. Like literally just Jalen and I had a 45-minute talk.
Okay, Dominic, your turn because you like Cody. So you have a new voice in this. What about Cody?
Oh yeah,
I hate
Cody's
this.
beast.
Shut up!
He's
No.
gotta go. He's got to go.
Now we just need Brady on here talking about Raven, and this would just be like the best mix of diverse.
Oh god.
Hey, watch out, loser.
Oh
Watch out,
no,
loser.
dude. One of these times on this podcast, if Raven bothers me so much that I like snap, I will conga line around my room for you guys because, Raven, no, she just gets on my nerves. Like,
Those nominations were so iconic. My 2
I know.
favorite people.
I loved those noms. They were great noms.
Great noms.
Jillian is gonna be that pawn like every week,
I
huh?
hope so.
Who?
Jillian, I could just see it. She's gonna be that pawn every week.
Jillian's gonna beat Victoria's record. I swear.
Yeah, she might.
Nominated 12 times.
No, every single time. Every single time.
Every single
Was
time.
Nominated twice in 1 week. That's pretty impressive.
Usually,
No, good
they
dog.
always say the pawn goes home. In Jillian's case, she's gonna change Big Brother. She's gonna be a game changer, and she's not gonna.
Jillian is going to win Big Brother 19. Put it in the books.
Oh heck.
If so, I would.
You know what else?
Better than Will.
Okay, you know what else? We got like 20 minutes till we have to go because these feeds are gonna be like intense. But you know what else I'm looking forward to is to see if Megan's in the house or not because like there was that big rumor that like went through that like she self-evicted or whatever, and it kind of like made sense with the whole Josh versus Megan thing. So if we turn on feeds and Megan isn't in the house, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, this is scary.
Guys, Nicole's in the house.
Oh,
that was
I almost died.
That was a twist.
I almost died when I saw
Hey,
it coming.
wait. I have something. So here's what the dinner temptation is. So somebody gets evicted and then a returnee. So we'll have 16 people in the house for 12 months.
Yeah, there we go. Every time somebody's evicted, we just bring a new returning in.
That's how we're gonna keep this season going.
Oh, you know what? Just completely passed my mind for these whole 2.5 hours that we've been on. The freaking two other Dinner Temptation things got leaked.
No, don't talk about that yet. No.
Why not?
I'm just joking.
Bill.
The veto one is stupid. The veto one is stupid.
The halting. What? Okay. What is it? What? The halting hex and the. Oh man,
It's
something. Okay, basically one of them. I just remember this. One of them, and Jessica will get this because we will all come together and vote for Jessica for this one. We're like basically, yeah, we're going to. Okay, because
All right.
basically, like it's like an idol. Like you can halt the noms at like any time throughout the whole entire season and make it a non-eviction.
Oh,
So like if you're on the block, if you're on the block and you're
wow.
about to go home, if you're on the block, you're about to go home, you can just stand up and say, "No, with this power, I can stop these noms. It's not an eviction."
Oh, Christian,
Whoa.
Christian. Now you can't say that Big Brother isn't like Survivor. You can't say that anymore.
nah. All
Why
right,
is that?
this is rigged. Why the hell they
I don't-
bringing
I don't-
immunity idols into this? What the heck?
Am I the only one who's getting a coup d'etat?
Oh,
I already said. I said.
Yeah, that's basically
the
what that
coup
is.
d'etat is the worst thing in Big Brother history.
What? I liked it. I liked it.
It's,
Hey, it worked for
Guys.
worked for Dr. Will and Boogie and
Yeah.
All Stars.
Yeah.
Guys, the second one has to do with a veto. I think it's the next dinner temptation after this one, where it's really basic. It's not as awesome. All you got to do is you vote for somebody, and they get to play and veto whatever week they want.
Right. Yeah.
But a consequence comes with both of these.
Both
That's
of these. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it always does.
which we don't know about.
Yo,
It's
okay,
crazy.
remember Nicole was like, okay,
Nope.
if you take the gold apple, there's a consequence. What if you took the gold apple and that put Nicole into the game?
I
Stop. No.
I think we would
She's
all
not
stop
coming in.
watching
no.
Big
We would have Nicole.
Not coming. Mm-mm. No,
Everybody
sir.
who watches Big Brother would stop watching Big Brother because we
No.
don't want to see Nicole again.
Jay, that's not funny, man.
Besides the
Take it
Nicoles.
back.
No, Nicole.
Besides the Nicole
I
stands,
love
the
Nicole.
Nicole stands will be strong.
No. I like how they have the countdown on the feeds this time.
Yeah. What does it
Pretty
say?
cool.
Like 20? Like
35.
dang. Oh, it's so close.
I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it on After Dark and feeds just to have
What?
an epic
No.
experience. Same time, man.
Okay, hold on.
Nicole's the best
I need
winner.
to shout somebody out. Dre, thanks for watching. Good night. Hope you watch the feeds. If
All
you
right,
win
Dre.
the giveaway, I will work all that out in the morning. But yeah,
Bye, man.
Nicole.
Thanks
Oh,
for
you're going to work it out in the morning. Okay.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna be too like I'm not gonna want to take my eyes off of these feeds, bro.
No, you're not going to want to. No.
Especially when
Awesome.
Jessica's on the screen.
For sure.
Cannot wait.
I hope she's in a bikini again.
Guys,
Yes,
please. Hey, Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
So what I said the feeds were gonna be, I told Jalen this. I think it was just me and him. Might have been somebody else. I was like, the opening of the feeds is gonna be Paul walking around with the assless chaps on, just. You remember when Joey walked around the house just butt naked? What season was that?
Big Brother
She was
16.
16.
She was on 16. Guys, that's gonna be the new thing.
Listen,
No, please no.
she's the
Well, I don't-
queen of
we
Big
don't-
Brother. She wanted to get the all girl alliance. Remember?
Yeah.
Yikes.
First boot, iconic.
Yikes.
Queen of Big Brother.
Okay, if you guys had to predict one showmance that's happened and we're gonna turn it on to, what is it gonna be?
Mark and Elaine.
I say Matthew and
Matthew and somebody.
Raven. Matthew and Raven.
I
Josh
think that
No.
again.
Christmas.
Josh and
Josh and
Megan.
Actually, wait, hold on. I think
That laugh.
I think,
Jaggin. We got Jaggin.
I could see Matthew and Christmas, but I also could see Jessica using Cody for strategical reasons as a showmance in a sense. Like Will did with Janelle.
He's so weird. Oh, God. He's so weird.
Colleen.
Cody would say you're a beta.
Didn't
You're a
she say
beta.
that she wanted to?
You're a
use
beta. Get out of here.
Yeah,
But-
but like, I can't take anything that. Remember that Hollywood Reporter interview that came out with like all the producers? I can't take anything that they say like truthful because like they were like, oh, Megan's playing a great game. She's on the block, and they like Dominique's playing a good social game. Like we haven't even seen her in the thing, so I can't take anything that they say like truthful. They were like, oh, Mark and Christmas, Mark and Jessica, but then they were like Matthew and Christmas, Matthew and Raven. So who knows what we're gonna come on to? Honestly, like who knows?
You know, I want to answer Colleen's question real quick. Where was the intro of this episode? I just want to say
Dom.
the reason why I didn't show the intro is because it spoils the show. The person implied will win the game. That's why they don't show it.
Oh, true.
What's up?
Paul and Raven, IDK. Raven reminds me of a Bronte and Bridget and Paul. If Paul and Raven are in a show, man, how can they shoot myself?
Paul and Jessica?
No, Paul and Jessica. I would be down for it.
Friendship.
Echoing.
That's team friendship right there.
Who's echoing? Okay.
I'm not one who's into. I don't want to see Jessica get.
I don't want to.
I'll be jealous.
For sure.
Hey, did you see
Somebody's
what I
echoing.
posted in the chat?
I think it's Dominic. What?
Did you see what I posted in the chat?
Dominic, leave.
Don't leave. Just.
It's echoing.
Well, it's not me. I just muted, so.
Yeah, it's not Grayson.
Let me get a question in here for all y'all. I want to get all y'all's opinions.
Okay.
First off, it's a two-part question. Do you think Paul has a legitimate chance to make it to the end, possibly go to the final two again? And what, in your opinion, do you think he needs to do to get far into the game again?
I'll just start. I think yes. And 2, he just needs to beat Paul. Like, he can just do it. Paul is the one person that can do it, in my opinion. So I think yes, and just being himself will get him to the end, and it'll get him to the point where, you know, he has to go up against a very disliked person though in the final two in order for him to win the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, I was I just thought I thought he needed to win the first HOH just to kind of garnish a couple of alliances and protection. But I think he just really needs to downplay his game and just kind of ease himself in and don't be so obnoxious and turn off people. And definitely don't talk to Cody because he wants to put a legit knife in his neck. So I just think he needs to downplay his game and, you know, allow someone like Josh to kind of become a bigger target, or allow someone like, you know, one of the more physical threats, like maybe Mark or maybe Christmas or someone like that.
Right.
And I also think he needs to utilize someone like Mark as a victor, as a meat shield, because Mark is such a physical threat. I think he's going to be a phenomenal competitor.
He's definitely going to have.
He seems very trustworthy. And I think he could definitely use that to his advantage. And, you know, maybe someone like Mark will be willing to, just because Paul's played the game before and he could use some of his past Big Brother knowledge to, you know, help them out.
Right.
In a sense. I mean, it's a different season, different players, different twists, but, I mean.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm just so looking forward to. Okay, so we got 29 minutes left. By the time we're done with this next thing that I want to do, it'll be time to get off. I need to decompress. I just need to drink something and just calm down. But okay, let's ask this question.
Okay.
Yo.
What is the one thing that you want to see when we turn on the feeds? If you could pick one thing out of anything, what is the first thing you want to see whenever we turn on the feeds?
Josh and Megan fighting. I just want to see someone screaming at each other.
Or Jessica in a bikini.
Yeah.
Or no, one thing I want to see Josh and Megan kissing and making out.
No!
Oh.
The biggest showmance of the
Oh, Autumn brings up a good point. The veto. Who won the veto? If they played it, that's good. That's good.
That'll be on the feeds. That'll be on.
I didn't even think about that. For me, okay, here's what I want to see. I want to see Raven, or what am I? No.
Oh, you do?
No, that was an accident. I was reading the chat. I read the chat.
Raven.
I want to see Jessica, Josh, and Ramses talking about their secret alliance. That's what I want to see.
Jessica, Josh, Ramses.
They're on different sides. That's not.
I want to see Paul try to align himself with people and.
Paul and Jessica. I want to see a Paul and Jessica showmance. Give it to us.
You're trying. Hashtag Pacer Power.
No, Joey, I'm gonna boot you from the call.
What?
Boot me, you won't.
Pace of power.
You need Pesica.
Raven is the best female on the cast.
Oh no, you did not just say
Oh no!
She's also the hottest.
Who's he?
Whoa.
Are you
that.
reading? He's reading the comments.
Whoa. No, he's not. He's just trolling.
I'm speaking from my heart.
No. We are not gonna say that. You're not.
It's the same guy who likes. Never mind. Actually, this. I was gonna say this is the same guy who likes Amy.
Nicole is the best winner behind Andy. That's just facts. No one can deny that.
Dr.
Dominic,
Will,
we're not gonna do this again, okay?
Andy,
Hashtag Pacer Power.
Oh my god.
You know, I like to see Andy versus Dr. Will. That's what I like to see.
Andy would
What?
destroy.
Oh.
Andy would be eaten.
What? No.
Man, that's
Dr.
nice.
Will would rip him apart pieces. Dr. Will would destroy Andy.
Right.
He would make Andy cry within like the first week. Like
So
he'd
we
be
got
pulling a Josh.
Dan is better than Will, and then Andy's better than Dan, right?
No.
Right?
We can come to that. We can come to the agreement.
Okay, hold on. Who played the best game from the season they won? Not just from the season they played and lost, just by the season that they won. Who's the best winner out of their season?
Nicole.
I want to go first.
Okay, Christian.
The guy from BB9, the crackhead. All right.
Adam?
Ooh.
That's a good
Yeah.
choice. Good choice.
I'm gonna say Mike Boogie, season 7.
Hey, Dom, high five.
Team Adam.
I'm-
High five.
Yeah.
Mike
don't
Boogie,
care about
season
it.
7.
I'm a
Mike
crackheads
Boogie,
all the
season
way.
7. Mike Boogie, season
Crackhead.
7.
Woo!
Team Crackhead.
Yeah, let's go sell that crack.
Oh my god. Okay, as you guys can all tell in the viewing audience, we have become unhinged as we are only 20 minutes away from the
Oh my
Wait,
God.
real quick. You guys are cracking me up.
Oh,
Pacer Power.
I'm so tired. Oh my gosh.
I'm
We have
not
become-
all well rested and just ready
Will
to go.
sucks.
Guys, we're gonna we're gonna do a 24-hour podcast for charity.
no,
No, we're not doing a 24-hour
No.
podcast.
no.
Nokomis had no effect on the game.
Oh, Dominic, stop that.
Daniel Reyes is the worst player to ever play.
Oh, God.
No, it's not. It's that dude
Okay.
from BB11.
What's up, YouTube?
This is radical
yeah.
reality, and it is
Back at
way
it again.
too late.
The best winners.
It is way too late.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Tweet me at Radical Reality.
We have lost complete control.
You guys have
Oh.
lost it.
We've just this is all of a sudden become a comedy skit. Like, what are we doing?
What?
Dominic just died, guys.
I know.
We got 24 minutes, so feeds come on.
24.
Yes, we do. 24.
Oh, you know what else is 24?
Guys, no. Guys, real question though. Real question.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the best surfer to ever play Big Brother?
We got your boy Jace.
Yeah, let's go. No,
Yeah.
he didn't even surf.
Yo, Joey
I
Rodriguez, hands down. Hands
Great
down.
in.
Did you see Joey Rodriguez's balancing skills on that ball comp season 18?
Shut up. Guys, but for real though, the best guy ever was that dude from BB11.
Braden?
Yeah. Did you guys know Braden was
first boot?
like life?
The first boot.
No, he was in first, dude. Was he?
I
He
don't
was
know.
first boot. The surfer was first boot that season, Braden.
Brayton.
Braden.
Yeah.
I heard his feeds were outstandingly terrible. So
Outstandingly terrible.
yeah.
He's
The
what?
best surfer ever is
Oh,
Cody.
you know what'll be interesting for the feeds? Who is like a Dylan that like everybody hates because he like breathed into his microphone like
Oh,
A
gross.
mouth breather? No one likes
Yeah.
a mouth breather.
Gross.
Who's gonna yell who's the yeller for the DRs?
Paul.
Josh.
No, he's normal though. Like a new guy.
Josh.
Friendship!
Dominic, you gotta go to bed, bro.
You guys have lost it.
Yo, Paul sucks.
Oh
Paul's the
my
worst.
Everyone,
Cody.
subscribe to Julie's Chin, the Big Brother podcast.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're out here shouting out other podcasts. What are you doing, man? We gotta.
Rob has a podcast.
We gotta drive.
Chin. Check out Mad Roast.
We gotta drive the competition into the dirt, man. Why are you shouting them out?
Make sure to go subscribe to Julie's Chin.
No, shout out. Rob has a podcast. They
shout out to the RHJP gang.
Yeah.
They inspired me to do this.
Yeah.
Aaron
He's the best.
Shout out to
Aaron Strong. Shout out Taryn Strong. Shout out Alex Kidwell.
Reality Room Podcast.
Hashtag Alex Kidwell. Dr. Will fan.
Yeah,
what's
boy.
Up with Survivor these
Jordan
days?
Parhar. Yeah, what's up with Survivor?
Hey, shout out, PNB Rock. Shout out PNB Rock.
Shout out to @BB16New on Twitter.
Shout out to
Hey, there you go.
You're my hero.
Shout out to Strategic
Dominic
Access.
shouts me out, bro. Dominic shouts me out.
Shout out to
Jalen RTV.
Shout out to Malcolm Sir Malkoff. I don't know his Twitter.
Guys, if you're still watching this and you don't want to watch feeds, there's an American Dad full episodes 1080p full live stream going on right now. Just search it on YouTube.
What?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm not watching feeds if Paul's in there. Paul sucks. He's so annoying.
All right. Okay, guys. Before somebody says something completely offensive or like R-rated, we're gonna end this thing because we're
gonna lose subscribers here.
Paul is Daddy AF.
Okay.
All right.
Stop.
Does anybody have any final thoughts? Oh gosh, I felt like I was Tommy Lauren whenever I said that.
Hashtag Taser Power. That's all I gotta say.
Go ahead, Tyler. What do we got here?
Shout out Jessica.
Yes.
Shout out Jessica.
Okay, everybody in the comment section, vow to me that whenever Jessica gets out of the house with that 500K, that we will get her on this show and I will propose to her. We're going to make it happen.
No, you're not going to propose.
We're getting Taser Power. We're getting Raven on the show.
Boston.
Raven's way hotter than Jessica.
Can we get Dr. Will and Dan on this? And we can.
Yes, please.
Yes, I will be for Dan all the way. I'm sorry.
Special guest on the Dr. Will versus Dan podcast. Dr. Will and Dan themselves.
Yeah, just let the two of them go at it.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Dr. Will trolling the whole time.
We got 19 minutes till feeds begin. Thank you everyone for watching. It was such a great show. I mean, we were live for what? Like 2.5 hours at least. 2 an hour. Oh gosh,
guys, we were live for.
I forgot how to speak after this. Like, I'm just gonna wake up and
make sure to like and subscribe.
Malcolm has no idea what's going on. He's like, bro, what? Why are you so tired?
Everybody, go get into the go check out the giveaway. You got 19 minutes to enter. And we're like on our way to like passing, like we're gonna get like 1 million subscribers by tomorrow, like no doubt. And I'm just joking, but you guys are killing it, killing the support. We're ready for this season. The season officially starts at 19 minutes for me, at least.
Yeah.
18 minutes now.
18 minutes, whatever. But yeah, thanks to all the guests. Everybody, follow them on Twitter. I've got to add some of these people's Twitter in the description, but for the most part, we got everybody down there. But I'm gonna add some more. So, bye, guys. Thanks for another good show. We'll see you back Sunday after the episode. We got a little bit of a break, but, yeah, we'll see you guys back Sunday. And that's pretty much it. Peace out, guys.